outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.
Good afternoon there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Lenovo Intel presents Rise of Legion for Apex Legends. I'm your host, Assassin 47. On the desk with me is Aggressive, and we are going to be the ones to walk you through this entire awesome action-packed Apex Legends action as well, right in front of your screens. Aggressive, how are you feeling, buddy?
Honestly, after what happened during the Spirit Invitationals, we know for a fact that something big was going to show up. And hey, Rise of Legion is where all of the top caliber pro teams are going to be coming on down and showcasing their mettle when it comes down to the side of Apex Legends. Honestly, this game has so much potential to be an esports title, and the fact that now it's making an uproar, and now with the Rise of Legion being on the cards, I know for a fact that the players, they're going to be really happy, and so will the audience back at home, because we've been gunning for an Apex tournament for such a long time, and finally, we're able to present it over to
Well, definitely. Apex Legends has been booming currently, and it has got the highest number of viewership as well. So, interestingly, it is going to be something that we are all going to be looking out for nowadays. The best part is that there are a lot of potential teams out there in the country who play this particular game, and I feel like that they are going to go ahead and showcase to us what exactly they're made of. They were craving for something like this. They were craving for a tournament to just come up so that they can show their caliber, so that they can show their skill. And well, Lenovo and Intel, they've made this happen. So a huge shout out to Lenovo and Intel for making the Rise of Legion for Apex Legends tournament possible. Please do go ahead and check out all the links down in the description below and support our sponsors as well. By the way, if you guys are down there in the description below, also don't forget to sign up for qualifiers too. Let me just give you guys a quick brief. So this is the finals for Qualifier 1. Qualifier 1, throughout Qualifier 1, we had an intense matchup where all of these teams, they fought through, thick and thin, and then now they're here for the finals. After this, we're going to be jumping straight in towards Qualifier 2 as well, of the finals for that as well. But the thing is that in order to go ahead and appear on the stream, all you guys have to do is go ahead and sign up for Qualifier to participate in the tournament. The link can be found down in the description below. So yeah, it's absolutely free of cost. All you have to do is just go ahead, sign up for the tournament. If you guys are if you guys have a team for Apex Legends, and if you guys are trio, go ahead, sign up, and showcase to us what you can do as well in Qualifier 2 finals. But for now, though, we're going to be talking about the Qualifier 1 finals. So, Aggressive, what are your thoughts on the entire event? Like, what do you think? Who do you think might have, a little bit of a chance of going ahead and taking it away? Because we know for a fact that there are players like Praj and all that are playing this tournament. So, we know for a fact that Praj, Semi-Automatic, and all of those guys are just really, really good. So, yeah, moving in towards a proper tournament like this and not an invitational, things are going to get even more heated up.
That's for sure, because now a lot of the high level strats that we were always talking about previously, for example, the Octane mixed up with the Gibraltar, or sometimes even going through with other strategies, could just be a play that could just switch up the meta. I want to see what kind of new metas they're going to be opting to go for, or will it be always that similar Revenant, Octane, and then maybe Raid, sometimes maybe going in for that Gibraltar for much more of a defensive strategy. Like, the teams can get a lot more creative with whatever they want to do, but at the same time, I want to see a little bit more diversity, because as soon as we see a lot more diversity, for example, even a Valkyrie, things could just get a lot more interesting, because the level of rotation plays that we could expect coming out from the pro caliber teams is a lot more different in comparison to what we can expect from the streamers. But at the same time, as we were just stating, Faraj is now coming on back onto the server. This time around, he has nothing holding him back. He can just go full force and take down a lot of his opposition, but he also needs to be careful, because just like him, there are other highly talented players on the opposite end as well. Scout's going to be making his own debut. Northern Breeze is there. Fat Monster's there. So the competition is just going to get even more heated. That's why it's called the Rise of Legion, because all of these players are going to need to rise to the top, because at this point, there is literally nothing that you can do if you were not able to get that first initial drop properly. And this is what I always talk about as well. Whenever you're in a pro-based tournament, it's always a little bit better to play it safe in comparison to trying to go in for those first initial engagements. Yes, of course, Apex awards you for going in for fast rushes and going in for proper engagements because of the Evo shields, but at the same time, how much value are you going to be getting out of those EP shields if you just drop? And if you are not able to win out on your first initial gunfight, you're going to be in a sticky situation and you're not going to be able to go long. So I would expect these pro caliber teams to just take it a little bit more slower, play their cards properly, and then go for engagements on the second or the third circle where they're going to be looted up just a tiny little bit and take those engagements in a much more different manner. It's all about strategy now. Gunplay is not the primary focus anymore. So how will the teams actually strategize against one another? That's going to be what we really need to see on the circuit.
Completely agree to you on that as well. And talking about the entire legend compositions coming out from most of the teams as well, right? Nowadays, we do see most of the teams having at least one Intel Gathering legend out there, whether it be the Bloodhound, whether it be, someone like Seer as well. Not really sure if he is going to be allowed in this tournament, but yeah, Seer is the latest entry to the legends as well. Let's talk a little bit about Seer because we do have the time for it before the first game begins. So, what do you think about Seer? Do you think that he is kind of, way too overpowered?
Seer, in my eyes, can work out really well, but at the same time, I don't really know. I personally prefer the crypto because we have seen the crypto be a lot more viable, I would say. But with Seer being a new legend, like I don't think the teams have yet to understand how his dynamic is going to work in the long haul. But with crypto, we already know that he's going to be set in stone. He's the type of character that's going to be able to play the late game extremely well, but at the same time, just look at Bloodhound. Bloodhound is like that tried and true, tested Intel Gathering legend.
He's the OG.
He's the OG, man. You can't go back. Like you can't go to anything other than him. Crypto's like that niche pickup that only very few people can play him. But Bloodhound, he's always going to be there. And Seer, it's like, I guess it can work, but at the same time, it's going to be really dangerous. We don't know exactly what you're doing. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, the wait is already over. Let's head on down over to the game because now the teams are ready. They're going to be pumped and they're going to be jumping out of the airship real soon. So Assassin, start it all off.
Definitely. We're gonna...
From the outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the action has already started. We are going to be jumping into World's Edge. And it looks like that all of these teams, they are going to be going in for these odd drops, though. We're going to be seeing a couple of them moving over towards Epicenter. You got a team headed over towards Countdown, a team headed over towards Lava Fissure. Staging is also going to be one place where we are going to be seeing two squads making their way over there. One of the squad is moving it over towards the Dome now, and interestingly, Harvester is going to be taken away by Vector Sports, if I'm not wrong. Yes, Vector Sports is going to be the one to go ahead and take up the part of a Harvester. No one's dropped in over towards Fragment West. Interesting, isn't it? Because we do see teams, just split between Fragment West and Fragment East. But it looks like that Skyhook is going to be gone ahead and taken up by one of the teams as well. So overall, got all of these teams spread across the map. And the first zone, it is going to be over towards the west side of the map, aggressive.
It's going to be an interesting fact because a lot of the teams having to make their way down towards the west side can be very much dangerous because we always talk about this whenever we consider this map in particular, that going out of the zone and then trying to get yourself into the zone when the zone is already closing on down in, you could get a lot of zone campers holding down the fort and trying to hold those choke points down properly to get a lot of those different engagements and get that cheeky pickoff. Because you need to remember, when you are running from the zone and you're trying to get yourself inside of the circle, yeah, you're not going to be in a pretty good spot. You're going to lose your health. You are going to be really weak. Sometimes you don't even have enough ammo to go in for the proper fight because you already fought another team trying to escape into the circle. So you get pincered from multiple different angles. So I would expect the teams to move on down into the zone a lot more quicker, instead of trying to, play it a little bit more slow. But hey, this is the game of Apex. You play the game on your own terms. You play the game like the way you want to do, but at the same time, it's Try Me Senpai's team going in for a fight right off the get-go. It's gonna be Clubs getting a kill down on the Chieftain, and with that, that's gonna be the first kill on the board, ladies and gentlemen. And now is where the real fun.
Yep, Try Me Senpai, they're gonna go ahead and finish off that squad. That is gonna be interesting right there, because we know for a fact that Medusa is also one of the players to look out for. She actually is. She was also part of the invitational that we did host the previous week, if I'm not wrong, right? So, yeah, she was playing in Team Lord Bathura. But yeah, Medusa, yeah, both her and Clubs and Medusa were the OG duo right there alongside Bathura. But today, we're going to be joined by QML NAV. That's interesting. I gotta ask them. I gotta ask them, what exactly is QML?
You can ask them later on, but for now, we're just gonna be chilling
Wow.
and watching corner. Just going in for that bow and arrow, but at the same time, Assassin, I can barely see anything for Octane's hand. His hand is just a little bit too big, and that bow, I don't know how I feel. Like, is that, like, it feels as though this is the first time I've actually seen it. Is it because of the Octane skin? I don't have this skin personally, and I never had this glitch happen to me with the bow.
Yeah, it's the Octane skin, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, see, this is the Octane skin. But yeah, it definitely was a very funny animation right there. At the same time, all of these guys are finding themselves pretty good loot. R301's Rampage. We also saw Medusa's team. They had themselves a couple of SMGs. So yeah, interestingly, we're gonna be seeing all of these guys looted up properly, and all of them dropped into places where you would find mid-tier, high-tier loot, right? So yeah, expected of them to get pretty good loot. But at the same time, what is more interesting is the fact that a lot of teams have already made their way into the zone. Now, the teams that are over towards the Epicenter, Clematizer, Fragment West, and we also got Murdoch and gang. They're making their way in towards the zone as well. No one dropped in over towards Geezer. Interesting, isn't it? Like, Geezer is a place where we do know that I could find pretty good loot. And it basically is at the center as well, right? So if you want to make these quick rotations, you can do that as well. But hey, Unit X, it look like that they have stocked themselves up. Full shields. Nice.
Fact that, like, I kind of understand what you're trying to say about the side of Geyser, because, like, with Geyser, you can take that chance that maybe you're gonna get a gold key and try and work your way through a vault and get a lot of loot out of it. But at the same time, I feel as though that's like a gamble. You're trying to put a lot of emphasis on the fact that you are gonna get a vault key, and you know for a fact that vault keys are really hard to get. I still remember that me and one of my other friends, Quaid, we were playing together, and immediately we were trying to search a vault key for like a solid 30, for like a literal solid 20 minutes ish, and it was already the last circle, and we never got one during that time. So yeah, stuff happens, and Assassin is jealous because I didn't invite him to play.
Yeah, I mean that, but also I'm kind of jealous of Devil Connor and his movements. Too good. Just look at him like, oh no, okay. Solo yokai. Let's jump down. I'm gonna go into his lava. I'm gonna take some damage. Wow, that's a lot of damage though, Solo yokai.
Oh no. Here it comes.
Yeah. It's the first ring, so I feel like that we shouldn't do a lot of damage. Should pretty much be okay. Just moving into the zone. It's right around the corner. And yeah, it is gonna be the entirety of Team X Omen. Try and make their way into this into the ring now. Try me Senpai. These guys haven't got out of this area, by the way. They're still, looting up. They're doing pretty good. As I did tell you that they've got themselves a couple of SMGs and some assault rifles. We've got Medusa, who's got herself an R301 and a Mastiff. not really sure how exactly do they use the Mastiff. Never works for me. Like the only shotgun that works for me is the Eva 8.
That's because you like auto shotties. You know that I'm a bad.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love the Mastiff and the Peacekeeper because those guns, they have a lot of feel to them. When you hit a guy in the face with a Mastiff or an Eva, you can feel the impact hit hard. But at the same time, I feel as though Team Mafias, they're also going to be having a pretty hard time because they're feeling the impact of a couple bullets coming on down through from the side of a 1 HP. Takes out Hyper 7 and grenades right in the face. Oh god, that's going to hurt. The bombs are dropping. The shots are going to be coming on down in as well, ladies and gentlemen. 1-by-1. Team Mafia's only player left is going to be Genius, but he's not going to be able to survive for long. Krebs coming on down through from the side of 1 HP, being able to take everyone out. And this squad, they literally got destroyed in a matter of seconds. That should not have happened there. Assassin, they got absolutely murdered from just one initial grenade.
Well, Team 1 HP, really sure about them though, but they definitely do take down the rest of the squads to 1 HP and then just finish them off as well brutally like that. But hey, 1 HP.
Cracking.
Yeah. We've seen the charge rifle in action, by the way. Not really something that you will see every day, but hey, Chappie, use that R301, try to disconnect that spray down. Gonna be seeing him go ahead and make his way inside of that building. And I feel like that this is gonna be the time for him to just recharge his shields. And we're also gonna be seeing Rebellion getting picked up. Carnobog, he's just here, by the way, looking to go ahead and get some information. But information is something that they don't need right now because all of their enemies are just passing it on towards them, trying to take them down. And Chappie is the last player standing. He's trying to just spray down with the R301. Goes there and gets himself a double, looking for more as Rebellion is going to be picked up as well. And Carnobog is getting revived. Yeah, I've got no idea how Rebellion survived, but hey, he did. And Chappie is going to be the one to go ahead and revive Carnobog. The entirety of Team Unit X, they are still going to live thanks to Chappie, that heroic spray down with the R301.
There is no reason why the side of Unit X should have survived. Two of their members were at 1 HP, literally this time, not the team, ladies and gentlemen. And they were getting pincered from two different angles. The grenades were present, everything was there, but I feel as though the coordination right at the very end was just not as present. From both sides, you should have pincered the same initial target, and I feel as though the focus fire was just not there. Everyone was just shooting their own individual targets, and at the very end of it all, Chappie was the one being able to win it out with his own R301, being able to switch out his guns properly. There was a little bit of an oopsie coming on down from their opposition. They do bite the dust. They're going to be sent back home, and they need to wait it out until the next map does start on off. But at the same time, Team Phoenix, though, holding it down from the edge of the zone. But you know, I don't like playing at the edge of the zone. Yes, it can work out in your favor, but it can also go horribly wrong if you're not able to find a proper rotation route. And the rotation route is not something that I like from this initial position.
But that Murdoch and the Doctor, they're the OG squad, and I've heard a lot about the Doctor and Murdoch and their insane duo plays. So yeah, definitely a team to look out for. Looking forward to seeing what exactly they can do as well. For now, though, Team interesting name. iPickle, JJ Gaming, and Ben Frames Per Second. Where do these guys come up with these names, man? Damn.
Hey, your name is Assassin 47.
I mean, Assassin 47 makes sense, but Ben Frames Per Second?
No. It's perfect.
Yeah. But yeah. 13 squads left now, and things have sort of slowed down. We are going to be seeing teams trying to just go ahead and... Yeah, going to be seeing teams, you know, trying to gain some intel. And you would see this as well, right? The entire meta that has come in as well for the game, where every single team has one intel gathering. Legend, basically Bloodhound, Seer, in each and every team, but not on the side of Team Lusuda Party. They've got a Revenant, they've got Caustic, and they've got an Octane.
They're just chilling now at this point. Like, Team Lusuda's like, we're just gonna hold out the fort here. We are pretty much right at the center of the circle. We don't need to go anywhere. We can just...
What is the Caustic trying to do, though?
the Cossack is trying to get up to the place where the Revenant was trying to hold off, because that's a really strong and powerful angle, because not a lot of people are going to be checking that upside corner as they're walking up the staircase. So if the Caustic is sitting up there, he's the only one that can actually see through his own toxins, allowing him to go in for easy pop shot as soon as one person pops his own toxins, like from the cages. So in a way, I understand what he's trying to do, but I feel as though, not fat shaming here, but like Caustic is just a little bit too much of a chonky boy to get up.
Yeah, that it definitely is. Even the Gibby, right?
Yeah.
Chonky, you know, makes a hell lot of noise, and they also are kind of slow. So yeah, let's just put it there.
No, surprisingly, they actually have the same movement speed as a range, which is actually the biggest question mark in my eyes when it comes down to the development of this game.
I love Bangalore though. I mean, she has the ability when she's getting shot at, right? Her speed increases. So kind of like that about Bangalore. But yeah, Bangalore has sort of gone out of meta, right? Like
Yeah.
For at least for tournaments, I don't see the Bangalore getting picked up much often nowadays.
But now, looking at this matchup though, it's going to be Team Phoenix going in for that Presidential Finder. Gibraltar Ultimate does go on down, and this is why I hate whenever teams are trying to get out of the zone just a little bit too late. The shots are going to be connecting from the side of Murdoch's. He's going to be able to get that Presidential kill down onto Nick Whitey. Just throw up the shield. He's going to be able to pick up his buddy and make sure that he is alive. A beautiful shield placement from the side of Murdoch. He's going to be able to save his entire teammate, and now a Phoenix kid is going to be popped from the side of Ultimate Noob, trying to survive this presidential matchup. It's gonna be the Doctor getting that presidential pickup, but they need to be very careful. They're getting pincered from both sides, and if their position is not prime, if they're not able to hold this down strongly, they're gonna be in a pretty tough spot, to say the very least. And now, with the push imminent, one on their right side and one straight in front of them, it is going to be a massive rotation plan coming on down from them. They need to make this rush happen, and they need to go quickly, because if they stagnate here right outside of the zone, and if they don't try to follow the team that they were trying to kill right off at the very beginning, they're going to get third party, because there's a team right on their right side, and if they have an Octane on their arsenal, this is going to be a fast rush onto their face, and they're not going to be able to stop it.
Well, Team Phoenix, they had a little bit of a problem though. Murdoch was sitting with a level 1 shield, and now he has upgraded himself to the level 2 Evo. So not a problem there. He's just gonna quickly go ahead and recharge his shields before he's gonna go ahead and take the take the fight. G7 Scout, and this guy is still dealing damage. God damn it. God save World's Edge.
But now, who's gonna be saving the side of Team Phoenix and their opposition is gonna be the real question. The shots are gonna be absolutely beautiful. A lot of damage being done by the side of Ultimate Noob. The shots are gonna be connecting from the side of Murdoch. He's gonna be able to take down that first initial clear. And now the push is just about to start even further. The bodies are just piling on up, and one by one, they're gonna be able to get all of the kills. Get those kills in their favor, but at the same time, Team Phoenix, they cannot rest easy just yet. They need to make the push happen, and a beautiful portal coming on down through from the side of the Doctor, being able to get a little bit of a forward position at the bare minimum, but the grenades are going to be coming on down, and R-Stars on the left, frag grenades on the right, and a couple of bullets straight up on the front. They need to try and go in for rotation. They need to try and force the play and then go down towards that other sideline, but still, the opposition team, they're not causing enough pressure. The Gibraltar shield is also present. They can easily go down into the open and then go in from proper rotation down towards the other side, but look at the Doctor, man. The laser, absolutely clean and crispy. Able to crack one player almost immediately. He needs to recharge. He needs to back on off. And now with the positions already found out, and a lot of the other teams dropping on the other sidelines as well, we can see that everyone are dropping like flies. It went from 16 teams down to 10 in a matter of 5 minutes, pretty much.
We should go here.
And out of 10 squads now, 27 players remain, and the Doctor's taking some damage. He knows for a fact that a team is right around the corner. He needs to go ahead and regroup with his team, and then they can try and go ahead and take this fight. The opposition Bloodhound has gone ahead and scanned them out as well, so yep, that team, they know for a fact exactly Team Phoenix is.
Oh,
1 HP on the other end, they are taking the fight, and it is going to be 1 HP. So go ahead and drop in that grenade. It's going to be Devil Core to be going down, and it looks like the team 1 HP are going to be the ones to go ahead and put that house on fire.
Remember what I was telling you? This is a really good strategy, but at the same time I hate it as well. Yeah, you can see why. Team 1 HP, they just pulled out a couple of grenades and they were able to shut them down piece by piece and burn them into a literal living crisp pretty much. That was absolutely clean from the side of 1HP. Being able to get the building control into their favor once again, it's going to be very crucial because right on the second building is going to be another team who's holding down the fort. But still, team 1HP, they're in the prime position. It's going to be able to get that first initial crack. And they also have a lot of loot to work with because you do need to remember the people who are holding down this building, which is Corner's team, they did not use any of their resources. They still have everything in the arsenal to work with. And now with the push coming on down from the side of 1HP, they're just making that push happen. But do they know that one team is right below them?
I'm not sure though. They should be aware of this fact, but at the same time, they don't really.
They're not.
They're just trying to make their way out of there, and I feel like the team 1HP might just be in a little bit of a trouble. We might just see Zeox trying to get himself a frag as well, but no, Zeox. Oh, he's not going to be able to do much. There's going to be Hypical to take down Frenzy, and Crips is going to revive Frenzy as well inside of the shield. Zeox trying to dish on damage, and that is going to be the ultimate coming in as well. Zeox gonna go ahead and rain down hell onto those opponents. And with 8 squads left out, might just see Team 1HP go ahead and get third-partied out. And yes, they are again.
Yeah.
They're taking bullets, they're taking damage from the other side. It is gonna be Crips all by himself in a 1 versus 3 situation. And Team Asses, they're coming in as well. Oh my goodness, Team 1HP, they're gonna be going down, and Asses, they're gonna want to go ahead and take another fight here. Third party, fourth party, what is happening?
Fifth party and the sixth parties are coming in as well. Assassin down from 10 teams to already 4. The absolute chaos coming on down from all these teams, and this is why I keep on telling you, Assassin, playing for the zone, playing at the edge is just so dangerous. You're not going to be able to survive for long. And now Team Asses, they're the ones in a lot of pain, and they're the ones in a lot of hurt. And the Devils, even though they lost down one member right at the very beginning, they played it really smartly. They were able to hold the zone down strongly, and that's how they're making the push happen. And right behind the shield, they're trying to go on down and slowly but surely trying to go in for an advanced position. They were not expecting it to play like that, but look at Team Asses, the way that they're using the bodies, the way that they're using their positioning, it's just so absolutely beautiful. The Wraith is going to be able to survive, get into another different position, and play it much more forward. And now, look who's on the other side of the zone here, Assassin. The Devils, they're now against the zone, while the Wraith is on the other side. This is not something that you want to face, especially when Team Phoenix is going to be coming on down into play, ladies and gentlemen. Throws out the Gibraltar element. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Where are you going to go? You got to get coming into our faces if you want to survive this Gibraltar roll. One by one, the bodies are going to be piling on down. The shots are going to be kicking as well. And Team Phoenix, they take it all away. They burn them down to a literal crisp. And it is going to be Phoenix himself being able to change everything off. They get the Apex Predator title for themselves on Kingdom.
Well, Team Phoenix, they definitely are going to be the ones to go ahead and take it away. And we did mention the fact that these players from the side of Team Phoenix are the ones to be looking out for. And Murdoch, Doctor, they just made things happen, man. What a play. What a massive play coming in from them as well. It was a good strategy as well for them to not go ahead and take the initial fights. Like, they knew for a fact that these teams are just going to go up against each other and they're going to try and sort of, just fight it out, duke it out amongst each other first. And Team Phoenix, what they did is they patiently waited. They waited for the right time to strike. They got the intel, and as soon as they got it, they knew for a fact that right now is the correct time to strike, and they strike so goddamn hard that the entirety of the server is just going to be cleaned out as well. They definitely are going to be the janitors for the day, and it's going to be Team Phoenix to go ahead and win out map 1 for the day. What a play. Take a bow.
Honestly, Team Phoenix, you played it absolutely beautifully, but at the same time, once again, whenever I'm thinking of this current meta, right, when everyone is playing based upon Intel and the fact that Seer is seeing a lot of pro play here as well, I personally haven't seen a lot of Seer pro games personally, so I didn't know how to comment on the fact of how he's going to be performing on the pro scene, but it feels as though Seer performs admirably. The fact that he has a lot of presence on the early game, also in the end game because of how strong his ultimate can be, just goes to show how dangerous of a character he is on the overall arc line for the side of Apex. And as you can see, that the side of Team Phoenix, they didn't even need it. They had that Bloodhound in their arsenal. They were able to use it to its fullest fruition. And this is why having that OG Intel gathering character just builds a completely different dynamic for your own team. But at the same time, once again, I'm going to be going back to the point that I made previously. The fact that Murdoch's team, they were playing at the edge of the zone. And when you play at the edge of the zone, you need to have a strong initial game plan of how you're going to be circumventing and then pushing down over towards the different zones. Because if you have the Intel gathering character, if you have those towers that tell you where the next circle is going to be at, you need to try and take forward positions and take fights along the way. Because if you're trying to play at the edge of the circle, if there's another opposition team already waiting for you inside the circle, what are you going to do? The circle's right behind you. The opposition team is just going to be sitting there. They don't have to worry about anything. And if they're able to dodge out the Gibraltar ult using their own Gibraltar shield, then what is your play? How are you going to get out of that sticky situation? Here, Team Phoenix, they played it beautifully. And right at the very end, Team Masses, they were like the janitors of the story, as you just say. They were able to do pretty much anything. They wiped out every single team, and Team Phoenix is like, oh, thank you. I'm just going to walk into the class. This is my class now, and I'm going to be presenting it all in front of everyone. Just a little bit of a cleanup duty, finish everything up, and that's how you exactly do it here, Assassin.
Like the only thing that I kind of am disappointed for or just sad about is the fact that Team 1HP were not able to do that much, right? I thought that team 1HP had such good momentum. They had information as well, and I'm not really sure why exactly they completely ignored that team. They were just below them and they just, made their way in towards. No, like they kind of got to know that that team is still in that building. Later down the line, they did come to know, but then they just ignored them and they just kept moving forward. And then they moved in over towards two teams fighting against each other. But hey, the match highlights are ready. So let's quickly jump straight in towards the highlights and relive some of the moments, talk a little bit more in depth about this entire map. And yeah, aggressive. As I was stating, right, all of these teams had pretty darn good loot when they did drop by. They had R301s, they had Wolves, they had R99s. Most of them were also running the EVA 8s and whatnot. So, in terms of the loot, though, they were pretty packed. The early fight that we did see was from the side of Team 1HP right here, where they went ahead and completely destroyed the entirety of Ignited Mafias. And Ignited Mafias, I feel for
They
them,
actually
man.
got ignited, man.
Yeah, I feel for them, man. I feel for them. Damn, 1HP were so good in order to go ahead and just clear out that area and move forward. By the way, on the other hand, at the same time, we did see Team Unitech survive this particular rush coming out from one of the other teams as well. The R301 spray down coming out went ahead and helped out Unitex in order to survive. But at the same time, we saw Team Phoenix go ahead and start shining as well. I'm not really sure. Like, we know for a fact that they did not have the best of the loot to start with. But later down the line, when they kept on looting and when they kept on taking the fights, right, they got themselves purple evos and they went ahead and upgraded themselves into prowlers and whatnot. The G7 Scout was something that was particularly there. Then 1HP, they went ahead and cleared out this building. And the way they did it, especially Crips, just beautiful.
Yeah, it just goes to show the level of game plan and strategy that they were trying to employ right at the very end of it all. But once again, they didn't plan out ahead for how the circle is going to be playing. They're trying to play for the kills instead of playing for the placement points. And I kind of understand what they were trying to employ. But once again, just look at this fight. There were 8 teams here, Assassin. 8 teams. And look at how fast the number is going to drop. Just give it like a bare minimum of like 3 minutes. And you're going to see the teams drop from 8 over to a 3. And why is that? That's because a lot of the other teams constantly camped out on the edges of the circle trying to cut off rotations, and there were teams deeper inside of the circle, and there were teams right at the edge of the circle, and the teams that they were coming in from the circle, they got caught by that team, and the teams that they were at the edge of the circle, they got caught by the teams that were deeper inside of the circle. This is the dynamic of pro play in Apex. If you are not able to take proper ground, if you're not able to take proper map control in your favor when it comes down to that last initial circle, you are never going to be winning anything out. And I feel as though a lot of the teams, they have the aim game, they have pretty much everything under their arsenal, but right at the very end, the circle was just not in their favor. Sometimes that is the nature of Battle Royale, but you need to plan things ahead. You have tools that allow you to understand where the circle is going to be, and you need to try and plan accordingly to it. And hopefully a lot of these teams, especially Team Asses and Team 1HP, they use the level of utility that they have on the map to their advantage, because that's what they really need to do to try and take this win. Because Team Phoenix, they use their utility and also use the map to their favor. Because every single time I saw the side of Team Phoenix and the side of Team Phoenix, they were constantly going in for those towers and getting info of where exactly the circle is going to be landing upon. And in that way, they were able to take this win and become the Apex Predators for map number.
Yeah, Team Phoenix, they definitely had a really good thing going on when it came down to just mixing up the entire fight, the one-on-one duels that they were taking, and at the same time using their abilities and their utilities to a good use. Now, the best part is that in terms of the aim game, right, most of these teams, they pretty much have it. Like I saw Team 1HP as well, especially Zeox, to just go ahead and spray down with that R301 long range with an HCOG. Like that is something that you don't see. That way, it's not like a long range HCOG, right? It's like a 2x HCOG, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah,
or
it's
2x or
2x
3x. Yeah, it was a 2x to 3x HCOG right there on the R301, and the way he just went in with that spray down, it was like he knew the entire recoil pattern, right? It's like he's just dragging down his mouse so hard, and all of the bullets, each and every bullet in that magazine, connected onto that other team. So yeah, in terms of the aim game, though, I feel like that all of these teams have it, but it's just how they strategize their moves and how exactly they use their abilities and their utilities is what is going to be put to test here. And I feel like for map number one, it was Team Phoenix to go ahead and win it out in all of these departments. But yeah, aggressive. Map number two is going to be ready really, really soon. What do you think is going to happen in map two? Where exactly do you think these teams are going to drop now? Because we know for a fact that all 20 of these squads, they dropped in towards most of the hot drops, and nobody actually played it safe. Everyone just wanted to, go guns blazing right off the bat. But yeah, we did see a little bit of a shift coming down in the later stages of that particular map. So in map two, we might see a little bit of a different strategy coming out as they now know as to how exactly all these other teams play as well.
Yeah, I feel as though that early stagnation coming on down from a lot of these teams, they need to try and maybe go in for rotations a lot more earlier. The thing is that I saw a lot of the teams completely ignore the circle. As you just stated right at the very beginning, the circle was on the west side, but a lot of the teams kept on pushing down towards the east, towards the north.
Yep.
And some of them didn't even try to go on down towards the circle until the very end. And I want to see that change. And I'm really hopeful that a lot of these teams, they understand that, hey, right at the very beginning, we need to try and move ourselves towards the circle, because in the current meta of Apex, there is always going to be an Intel character. You cannot play for the edge of the zone, because when you're coming out of the zone, once again, how much health do you have? How much utility and how much resources do you have? And how much are you willing to expend on trying to get yourself inside of the zone? If you, in any way, shape, or form, become prey to anyone who is like capping outside of the circle and trying to cut off a lot of these rotations, you're going to be in a pretty tough spot. Or if you want to play at the edge of the circle, if you want to play against the zone, then you need to try and find unorthodox ways of trying to get yourself inside of the zones. If you go through common choke points, you're going to be in a pretty tough spot. And that's exactly what happened to a lot of the teams. And hopefully in map number two, that's going to be the biggest change, because I feel as though the first initial drop is something that we don't really need to talk about a lot. A lot of the teams, they prefer to go to trials. Some prefer to go to the lava lake. Some prefer to go into the city. Like it's up to the teams, whichever they feel like going over to, because the only strategic aspect that you can consider right at the very beginning has to be the center of the map, because if you're at the center of the map, you're going to be closest to any form of a circle point. But at the same time, the center of the map, yeah, there's absolutely no loot there, so it's best not to go there whatsoever.
Yeah, most of these teams, they just try and moving over towards places like Harvester, Epicenter, Fragment, Countdown, and yeah, like I don't blame them. Like they do find pretty good loot over there as well. So it's like the thing that we talked about, right? Most of these teams also have the strategy of just dropping down somewhere close towards Geyser, try and find the Volt Key, but there a lot relies on the fact that whether or not you're gonna get the Volt Key or not. Yeah, if you don't get the Volt Key, then F in the chat for you. But if you do, good stuff. You might be lucky enough to get yourselves level 3, level 4s, and you might just be able to, go ahead and stack yourself up with proper loot so that you can go ahead and take the fights properly. But yeah, whereas these teams who drop in over towards these hot drops, where we did talk about Fragment, West, East, even the Epicenter, we got Countdown. All of these places are pretty much stacked with whatever you want. So most of these teams tend to go over there, get themselves sorted up, and then take on the fights. But in map number two, what I feel like teams should do is maybe switch up the entire stance. In map one, we saw teams kind of take it slow for the initial stages of map one, and then towards the middle, they quickly went ahead and started taking these fights. And then again, in the end, they sort of slowed it down, But then when it was like 8 squads left, they went ahead and just
Absolute
started off.
hell, man. That was absolute.
Yeah,
hell.
it was an absolute hell on top of that hill. So yeah, they kind of need to adjust the pacing a little bit more, try and survive a little bit more. And I know for a fact there were teams who were trying to just go ahead and play it very very safe, like the ones that I did mention what the Gibby was trying to do as well, right? Try to climb on top of that ceiling right there. But yeah, there are teams who are gonna sort of go ahead camp. It is also a strategy. Well,
Yep.
yeah, it works. Sometimes it doesn't. It all just depends on how exactly you make the play happen. But yeah, map number 2 is going to be something that we are all looking forward to, as we want to see who exactly is going to be the one to go ahead and take it away. Team 1HP are going to be very disappointed with what happened in map 1 because they were this close. They were this
Yeah, they
close.
were very close.
Yeah, they were very close to going ahead and getting themselves a champion as well. If Team Phoenix wouldn't have, played like they did, it might have been Team 1HP to go ahead and win it out as well. But Team 1HP, they have to be very, very careful, and they need to, figure out when exactly to hit the brakes, because map 1, they should have just hit the brake right there. When they knew that there was one squad inside of that building, they should have finished that squad first, and then they should have moved on forward. But it was just like, okay, you know what? Let's just forget about this squad. Let's just go ahead and take the fight to the squad on top of the hill. But with no information whatsoever, right? Like they did not know that multiple squads were headed over towards that hill as well. And they kind of got third party, fourth party. I don't know. There was just like 4 or 5 teams right there in that hill.
Party, man.
Yeah, it's like 8 party. Yeah, 8 squads left. All 8 of them were over there. But yeah, very interesting stuff. Team 1HP, we are looking forward to seeing you guys, just change your stance a little bit more and maybe try and, know when to hit the brakes. Because if you don't, then these sort of situations are going to be coming in, and you guys are not going to be able to do much. So yeah, pretty much looking forward to seeing what they can do right there. But yeah, Northern Breeze and Squad did not actually play map 1, if I'm not wrong, right?
I feel it's the group, I feel it's the Northern Breeze and their squad is on Group B. Like, ladies and gentlemen, back at home, we have 2 groups for our matchup. So it's going to be Group A and Group B. And I feel as though this is going to be the side of Group A. That's where you're going to be not seeing Northern Breeze and their squad play out. But at the same time, I'm really excited. You know for a fact that I'm a huge fan of Raj, Northern Breeze, that they're dynamic duo, just completely systematically just destroy everyone. But at the same time, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about that group real soon, because now we need to talk about the side of Group A. So let's head on down over to the match standings and see exactly how all of these teams performed and see what points they have on the board. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be the side of Team Phoenix leading the charge. 12 placement points with 5 kill points as well, getting a total of 17 on their side. And Team Masters, admirable effort, 7-7 and 14.
Team Phoenix, they're going to be the ones to go ahead and put up that win up there. 17 total points. Very happy with the performance that they put up as well. But where is 1HP? Oh, they're right there towards the 6th spot. Got themselves 3 placement points and 8 kill points as well. Look at that kill points, right?
Man.
Look at that kill points. I mean, if only they would have done a little bit more, if only they would have just finished off that spot as well, they might have put themselves at the 5th or the 4th spot. But really happy to see Vector Sports at the 5th spot, by the way. Like, try me, Senpai, Vector Sports, and 1HP, all 3 of these are sitting at a total of 11 points. It's just the difference of the placement points, the kill points together that are, sort of putting them at the 4th, 5th, and 6th spot, respectively. But yeah, the other squads, right? Team Dothraki, PXC Alliance, Wizards of OZ, Deadbeats, Hi-Fi Esports, Kawar Chor. Kawar Chor are the team that I was talking about, the Gibby trying to do something, right? Gibby, no, not the Gibby. The Caustic. The Caustic was trying to just climb up the wall or something like that. But yeah. The Lunatic Squad.
No, that was the Lasuda party. No, that was Lasuda party. Kawar Chor was the team
that was Lasuda party, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They had the Revenant as well, right? Lasuda party. Yeah, I do remember. So, Kawar Chor and the rest of the gang from there on out, they pretty much have to start, putting in the work as well. They have to try and survive a little bit more. I know for a fact against all of these professionals as well, things do get tough, but maybe just try and survive a little bit more so that you can at least get the placement points, right? Like you survive till the very end, maybe. And you try and secure yourself some placement points. Going for a little bit of a safe drop instead of a hot drop, right?
I feel as though like we always talk about this dynamic between a lot of the teams. A lot of the teams they like to play it aggressively, they like to have those hot drops. But at the same time, I understand that. I personally am that player that loves to go in aggressive. And whenever I play Apex or any VR for that matter, I always like to drop as soon as the airship allows me. I drop down, I try to get some loot, I either die or literally kill everyone and get like 10 kills and then I keep on moving forward. It's either or. Like that's one of the biggest risks, and I always talk about this, especially when you're in pro play and whenever there is a huge prize money on the line, ladies and gentlemen. You do need to remember that hey, playing it a little bit safer is not too bad. Try and slow down your pace at the very beginning. Don't take as many risks. And after that, build up the risk. As soon as you have information, as soon as you have loot, just keep the ball rolling in your favor. You're the ones at the advantage. You're going to be the ones being able to dictate the pace of a lot of those engagements. And whenever you are playing a VR, it's always important that you're the one to dictate the pace of a fight. If you let your opposition get the advantage of you by getting into a forward position, allowing them to gain high ground control in comparison to you, you're just not going to be able to do it. And that's exactly what happened here. The circle, it is a little bit unfortunate because in my eyes, this was a very bad circle. And the people who are at the top of the hill at the time are always going to be the ones at the advantage. The people trying to rotate in are not going to be at the advantage. So in a way, this is the type of plays that you really need to make. If you have the information, you need to take proper precautions to go up against it. And a lot of the teams, I hope that in map number 2, they understand that they're going to be able to learn from it and come back stronger, because I feel as though every single one of these teams, like down from the very bottom up to the very top, they have what it takes to be at the number 1 position. They just need to dig deep and they need to understand what they need to do to try and take these engagements.
Completely true. And to be honest, I want to see more and more, high octane plays coming out from all of these teams. I kind of am missing Praj. Yeah, kind of am missing Praj. I love to see some really good octane plays as well, right? Devil Corner is the one actually who is showing us something interesting, but Devil Corner unfortunately got taken down. So yeah, Devil Corner, rooting for you, buddy. Really want to see you, go ahead and make some insane octane plays. You love to see it, right? Him just injecting himself with the stem and then just running around like a madman, going ahead, taking down the entirety of the other squads as well. But yeah, map number 2 is something that we are all waiting for, and as soon as it's going to be ready, we're going to be jumping straight into it as well. Aggressive. What do you think? Are you going to be seeing like a change in the legend composition, or are we just going to be seeing all of these teams stick to their original composition? Because we know for a fact that bringing in a change is very, very important. Like in a professional esports tournament, right? Like keeping aside the invitationals and whatnot, we know for a fact that invitationals and everything, okay, put them aside. But in a professional tournament game, you have to sort of be unpredictable to your opponents, and you have to keep on adapting and evolving yourself in order to, rack up the kills, in order to go ahead and rack up the points, in order to be at the top of the entire standings. You have to be versatile. So what do you think? Are we going to be seeing a change in the legend composition, or are these teams just going to keep on going on with their mains?
I feel as though comfort is going to be one of the biggest factors. But at the same time, when you consider the meta, with the addition of Seer, I feel as though Seer, in my personal opinion, doesn't really do a lot when it comes down to the late game. From what I've seen these teams actually employ, in the early game, he's super powerful. Those heartbeat sensors can just completely change the pace of a lot of those different engagements in comparison to the Bloodhound, who is in a long cooldown, while Seer can constantly use his heartbeat sensor to get a proper feel of where his opposition is going to be at, constantly giving information to his teammates. But at the same time, Assassin, what can he really do when it comes down to the late game potential? If you don't have your ultimate as a Seer, and if you're not able to utilize the ultimate properly, what else is there for you? How much more can you do? You always need to rely on your gunfight capability. In comparison, though, a Bloodhound has that scan, can use his ultimate and get his scans back even more, allowing you to take multiple different engagements every single time. So, in a way, I feel as though the legend composition won't be as big of a deal, but moving on down the line, it could be. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we already have map number 2 set up. So we're going to be heading on down into the match after a short word from our sponsors.
outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lenovo and Intel presents Rise of Legion for Apex Legends tournament. Map number 2 is ready, so why don't we go ahead and straight jump in towards map 2. Well, that's coming right in front of your screens, and aggressive. Just go ahead and take it over, buddy, because we know for a fact this path that we are taking through the entire ship as well, right? It is cutting straight from the bottom to the top, and I feel like that this time around, though, we're going to be seeing a lot of squads added in. Yeah, the stack definitely going to come in around thermal station, staging, harvester, and yeah, interestingly,
What is that stack there, dude?
we're going to be seeing two teams headed over towards the Lava City, and a couple of them headed over towards Skyhook. One squad is going to be heading over towards the Countdown, and Try Me Senpai. Well, we're seeing them right in front of our eyes, as well as they're going to pick up an L-Star and a Volt Medusa. By the way, I absolutely love the L-Star, man.
Yellstar is a really good weapon, but at the same time, I kind of hate the fact that it does have an overheat mechanic. That overheat mechanic, the amount of times that guy has actually run away from me because of that overheat mechanic. It kind of does make me angry, but at the same time.
So I kind of keep the L-Star for like the close to mid-range fights, right? And most of the times when we are just, we're like, when my teammates are like, you know what, let's rush them, let's try and take them down. Let's pull out my L-Star, maybe running an HCOG right there, 1 or 2 times HCOG. Easy peasy, just go in, start that spray down. I absolutely love the energy weapons, man.
Yeah. Now, honestly, when I consider the energy weapons, they're really powerful, but you know for a fact that I'm a sucker for SMGs, so come on.
Like, the best part is the best part about them is that they don't have a bullet drop. So every single time you go ahead and spray down, if you have the aim, you connect absolutely everything. And yeah, I'm a guy who kind of loves to just go ahead and spray it down as well. And yeah, with the energy weapons, it becomes really easy, especially the L-Star.
I'm still remembering all of the different pop-ups that we used to do back in Season 1, Season 2. Like, I'm that OG player that has been playing from what, like Season 1, Season 2? So, and even Season 0, but that's when I actually got to level 100 back in the day. Everyone nowadays is gonna be like level 100, that's literally nothing. But think about it. Season 0, level 100 in literally a week. There were very few people who actually got there. And I was one of the people who completely no-life Apex to a point of going over to level 100. And I'm very sure that our producer can also actually vouch on that as well, because he also was no-life Apex back in the day. But moving on down the line though, towards this matchup, it's going to be Killsteal getting that first initial pick down onto a couple of players onto the other side. But at the same time, I don't really like this position assassin. 3 towers, and it's completely out in the open. Any of these teams, even if they mess up just even a tiny little bit, could just get third party that could be spelling their doom.
Yeah, Killsteal. They've got a squad right around the corner, and I feel like that's gonna be the scene to quickly make his way back. He's like, oops, not gonna stay there. I'm just gonna make my way out of here. And there comes the Art Star and also the Thermite. Wow, Killsteal, are they going for this?
I don't think so. They're trying to maybe circumvent the push and try and force them onto a different angle, but at the same time, they're actually making the push up, and a beautiful grenade coming on down from their side. They're going to be able to get a forward position. The ultimate has been dropped from the side of Raiden, though, and this year ultimate could be the thing that they need to go in for this first immediate push, because you need to remember the movement speed reduction. It's just going to hurt a lot, and the Toxic! He's going to be throwing out a lot of damage over to the other sidelines. They get a more to stay inside. They need to push themselves out right into the open. Raiden, though, is going to be taking a backseat to this. El Diablo gets taken out as well. The Governor, he has nowhere to run. He's going to get taken out. What just happened to Killsteal? You had all the advantages, you used all of your utility as well, but at the same time, HWN, they won it on the gunfights.
Well, it looks like that kill stealer are actually not going to be able to grab a kill. Not going to be able to steal anyone's kill as well because they're just going to get taken down right off the bat in this map. Unfortunately, they were not prepared to take that
Yeah,
fight.
like that was something that you didn't expect at all. Like you
Yeah.
didn't think that was
They were
gonna
not.
happen.
They were just not prepared, man. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there. They were just not prepared to take that fight. I mean, nothing was running their way as well. But it's okay though. They did try. At the same time, they kind of got divided. So that kind of just went ahead and sort of put them in an off-guard position. But hey, Team Asus, on the other hand, making the EVA hits work and the rate, bend frames per second. How is he still alive? Never mind, he's not anymore. He's gonna get knocked out. So down to Santero from the side of Wizards of OC, who is trying to finish off the final player as well. Go ahead and try getting that player up back again. And oh, there you go. You're gonna be seeing the door getting kicked out, and yeah, Santero try and get something done. We'll try and finish off this final player. Yeah, this epic 1v1 with the R301 and the wingman. Santero, are you going to be able to do much? Yes! There you go, Santero. He's going to pull out the wingman. He's going to finish it off in style. That's going to be that squad getting taken out as well.
He's just a better Gimme man in this situation. He's like Gimme versus Gimme. Who's more chunkier? Is that me or is it you? And it's gonna be the side of Santero being like, I'm the biggest chunk out here. Get out of my server. This is where I live and this is where I'm gonna be holding down the fort. Picks up his buddies and the Wizards of Oz. They're gonna be able to survive. They're gonna be able to see the light for another day, ladies and gentlemen. They're gonna be able to do everything that they can. But at the same time, one team is not gonna be seeing the light. It's gonna be Unidex going in for a couple of plays of their own. Rebellion does get a forward position for himself. When they're making that push happen, and they use the opposition Revenant ultimate in their favor to make it their own push. They take out Luffy Senpai, and now one by one, the bodies should be piling on up. Chappie, he needs to be very much careful because there's one on the left and there's one on the right. So the guy on the left is like, nope, I'm out of here. They already know for a fact that who's going to be holding on down towards the other side. A forward Gibraltar shield being placed as well to get a forward positioning for themselves and finish off all of the straggling players. Because this is very important, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't take out the stragglers, they're going to be able to relay a lot of information to their third teammate. And in that situation, that's not something that you want. And I like this play coming on down from the side of Luffy Senpai. They're like, hey, we are gonna be dying out here, but it's completely fine. But at the same time, the third party is already here, and it's gonna be our chore. Coming on down in for a couple of their own plays. Will they be able to take down the side of Unidex? So that's gonna be the real question, because it feels as though this versatile engagement is not something that they would really want.
But I absolutely love this here, the way, the amount of information that he gathers as well, right? It's like a straight up wall hack right there. Like it's a straight up X-ray machine in front of you. We can see how much HP your opponents have.
Oh look, someone wandered into our safe space.
We do see the fight just slowing down just a tiny little bit, primarily because of the ultimate being placed from the side of that Seer, but you don't want to make a push like that, especially into an enemy Seer ultimate. It is going to be the opposition Seer just taking a lot of damage out through the back end, take a backseat, but at the same time, a lot of damage being given out as well. The zone's going to be coming out as well. Our Chore, they're in a pretty tough spot. They need to make their way out of the zone, but they just can't. Rebellion with a couple of own high-octane plays. He's making it happen. He's just got it in for those kills. And one by one, they're making that push happen down towards their side. And one by one, Chappie's going to be able to get a triple kill for himself. Shut everyone down. And that's going to be the side of our Chore taking a back seat and being like, hey, we got to relax here, man. We need to take a little bit of a different forward position. And they pay the ultimate price for it with their own lives down to the other side. The 1 HP is going to be making their opposition at 1 HP. And they're going to be going in for a couple of bullet shots. One person remaining. The Wraith is going to be running on back, being able to try and live to tell the tale in another day, but they're going to be hunting him down. They're going to be the ones to take him out. With that, ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty much done and dusted. The Wraith is on the other side of that wall, healing himself back up to full, but look at the army. They're already here. 1 HP. They're going to be able to finish off the entirety of Club's QML, sorry, Medusa's team. And now, Assassin, there's not much that they can do. They're also going to need to take a back seat, and 1 HP. I feel as though they heard your words, that they're motivated to keep the ball rolling in their favor.
Yeah, Team 1 HP, they definitely have to get that motivation in as well. And I'm so happy that Team Unitex, they're going to be the ones to go ahead and make me happy with that high-octane play. But yeah, now for the time being, 12 squads left. And this is once again looking like a very quick map. right here, because all of these teams, as I did tell you, they change up their stance a little bit. They're going to go in, guns blazing, right off the bat. Like, not even like take it slow at the start and, eventually take the fight. Nah, just going to go ahead and start the fights with whatever they got. And, they find themselves pretty good loot, right? Look at Frenzy. He's got himself a flatline and Eva 8. The guy is sorted.
Consider the positioning that they're holding, the entirety of 1 HP, they need to make this rotation very quickly. Once again, if they fall into that same sense of security, false security, sorry, that we're pretty much safe, we don't need to try to find a forward position and go down towards the center of the zone and maybe find a building for ourselves to hold. Yeah,
absolutely,
that's pretty bad.
Absolutely find the animation funny for the seer, right? When he tries to go ahead and use up that ability of his for the scan. Kind of, does that and does like a little magic trick right there. Guy's definitely a magician. Looks like that Team Unitex, it's time for them to show us the magic of the Octane and the Seer combo as well. As the Seer is going to go ahead and give the information to the Octane. Rebellion is going to push in on top of that as well. Carno doesn't want to go ahead and get that frag on towards Nick. I feel like that he's going to go ahead and get more and more information. Oh, that's another team. Damn.
Damage and the positioning reveal coming on down through from the side of Carno Wong. This guy, I think that he heard your words, Assassin. The amount of utility that he's able to use and the fact that his utility is so perfect as well. He's getting so much information. How are we going to solve that? The Gibraltar shield has also been placed, but they need to be very much careful because now the entirety of Unit X, they're under fire from multiple different teams. They're going to be able to get themselves back out to safety just a little bit, but they're not going to be able to survive for long. Carno's going to be the first one to go on down, and it's going to be the side of Team Phoenix being able to rise from the ashes. Just try and go in for a couple of their own plays. One by one, they're making their plays happen, and they are going to be moving on down towards back out of the zone, but they need to make that push happen. They need to get themselves inside of the zone here, Assassin, and I don't really like this. They could just fall into the trap that they themselves set up on map number 1. If they're not careful, if they get caught off during a rotation, you know for a fact what's going to happen here. They're not going to be able to survive.
Team Phoenix, well, they did try to go ahead and take on the Titans for map 2. That is Team Unit X, but yeah, Team Phoenix, they're going to be the ones to, sort of fall back as well, for a fact that it's kind of dangerous. The ring is approaching as well. So just go ahead and play it out for the placement points, of course. I mean, we're going to try and, survive instead of just getting taken down, because Team Unit X, they're looking like they're going to go ahead and grab themselves a lot more kills. They're feeling it. You can absolutely see that as well. Team Unit X gonna heal up properly. They've got their shields up as well. They're ready to go ahead and take on the fight now. And now they're going to be on the hunt for where exactly Team Phoenix is. If they can just go ahead and take down Team Phoenix, I think so that map 2 is Team Unit X's.
Yeah, Team Unit X, they're in the best spot to try and win everything out, but at the same time, they need to be careful because Team Phoenix, they're a very, very sneaky team. And with that, that's going to be the charge rifle coming into play, just tickling our buddy boy Gibraltar just a tiny little bit, and at the same time, Armbog, he's going to be the Carno. He's going to be the one to just make it slow, play inside of the building, and I like his position from the side of the team. They had the plan, they knew what they needed to do, but at the same time, Team Phoenix is like, nah, we need a forward position. They heard my words and they're like, hey, if we're gonna play this out, like the way Aggressive said, we need to push and we need to find someone immediately. But no, they're actually making a push down over towards the other side at the edge of the circle, and this is smart, because if they're able to find a couple of teams on top of this hill, they're going to be the ones to spot everyone out. They know where they can rotate, and they're going to be the team with the biggest advantage when it comes down to understanding where the other people are actually rotating. Things could work out in their favor here, Assassin, but at the same time, I feel so ultimate.
Are you kidding me?
How does he spot that one out? It's like a literal pixel on my screen.
With a 1x2x, right?
Yeah.
It's a 1x2x hollow, and I've got...
No, that's just... yeah. That's it.
Yeah, it's a 1x2x hollow, and I feel like that ultimate noob. My God, how do you even spot them out, man?
That's just on another level, you have to say. But hey, we could see some Kraber action coming in for Crips, but how will we see it? It's going to be the real question, because now down towards the back end, he knows for a fact that one member is going to be holding on out there, but all of these teams, they have stagnated. And actually, this is very common when you consider pro play for Apex Legends. A lot of the other teams, they're not going to be making that first initial push, honestly, just going in for willy-nilly every single time. And that's why you always see these 9-8 teams just constantly stagnate until the third circle closes on down in. And that is primarily because of one thing. A lot of the teams, they like to wait. They try to weigh out their options before opting to go in for a fight. And when the fight does start, we as casters, we're going to be absolutely bamboozled and we don't know what to talk about. You're going to see us start rapping faster than Eminem himself.
Oh, well, talking about fast, look at Devil Connor. Guy is definitely fast to make his way out of that fight that he was about to go into against the side of Team Heartstuck 04. Well, Team Heartstuck, they also have a little bit of a problem in the form of Unitex, who are coming in from the northeast side. So yeah, Team Unitex, they are going to be the ones to go ahead and third party these guys out. Heartstuck, they are going to find themselves a squad, but at the same time, going to be seeing SM Rays getting taken down. So Rich Paradise, going to find the flag on towards Vitality, and that's going to be another squad wiped out. Heartstuck 04. Not really sure if they're Heartstuck or not, but they definitely are finding it really easy to take down all of these squads that are approaching towards them, trying to make the rotations while the ring is coming in. The ring is closing in. Are they out of the? They are out of the ring, right?
They are outside of the
Actually,
ring.
No.
They're at the edge. They're at the edge.
They're at the edge. Yeah.
I don't really like this though. Once again, Assassin. Positional advantage is in the favor of the lunatics here, and their opposition team needs to be the one to push in. They need to cross them to try and go deeper into the circle. So at this point, lunatics, they can guarantee themselves at a bare minimum of one spot if they win out on their gunfights, and at most 2 before they need to rotate themselves. No, you are not doing this. You are not doing this. Assassin, this could go horribly wrong. This could go horribly wrong.
I don't know. I kind of like this though. This kind of a aggressive play coming out from the side of Mischievous might just help him to, you know, gain some intel, just relay it to the team. You can try and come in with a little bit of a flank as well. Mischievous actually can just make his way out of here. Like All Might Zero is trying to heal up, so All Might Zero is going to be the one to actually give him the information that he needs. And Mischievous, what he can do is either just run out of the fight or maybe try and come in all the way around. Come in with a long flag. If you can make that happen, if you can just get the timing right, actually find the rest of the squad as well. Wizards of Oz are actually going to be pushed in, by the way. And it's going to be Team Unitex to be going down. What? No! Team Unitex! They were so ready to go ahead and take the champion's title in this map, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to do it. Wizards of Oz wants to go ahead and take them down while Team Unitex were trying to push them down. I'm not really sure why Unitex tried to do that, by the way, but yeah. Sometimes the aggression just doesn't work out, and this time it didn't work out for the side of Team Unitex, but they played really well.
Team Unitex, they had all the advantages, but at the same time, I feel as though the caster skills really did work on them here, Assassin. And that's gonna be your fault. So if anyone is blaming the fact that Team Unitex didn't make it down and become the champions for this one, you can message Assassin on his Instagram and then shout at him for as long as you want. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, Team 1HP, they're still in the game, and they can easily maybe clutch it out and become the Apex Predators themselves. That's going to be the real question here, because now they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's one on the back, there's one on the front. They cannot over-aggress, because if they over-aggress a little bit too much, things could just get a little bit bad. But at the same time, hey, it's going to be Krebs coming on down and with a couple of his own plays. Going to be able to get that first initial tag with his own Kraber. But with only 4 bullets left here, Assassin, he doesn't have a lot of shots left, and he needs to make every single one of these count. That's sad, man. That's just actually sad.
Oh, the Kraber! Not really sure if this is going to work out for him or not, because, yeah, I mean, when the zone or the ring just closes in, right, you really are gonna go ahead and take these mid to close range fights. Kraber, not something that you would want in your arsenal, but it's okay. It does have secondary assaults, so nothing to worry about. Curd Rice. Oh, Curd Rice! I've actually heard his name. I've seen him play as well before. I didn't know that he was playing in Wizards of Oz. So if you don't know, Curd Rice is another beast of an Octane player right here. And you would definitely see some creative plays coming out from Curd Rice, by the way. Just look out for him, as we are going to be seeing Team Wizards of Oz and survive here in this region and use the terrain to their advantage. And wow, Neo is gonna open up
Oh no.
a teleport, and the teleport is not the best one. Sierra's gonna go ahead and it looks like the team 1 HP. They're looking to just go ahead and take them down as well. Team 1 HP. Oh, the doctor's gonna get taken down by the way. Kraber of Grips.
Team Murdoch is still alive. They're on the hill, and there's gonna be another guy in front. Team 1 HP. They're stuck between 3 teams. They're right in the middle here, Assassin. I don't think that they're gonna win this. Where do they go? They're stuck inside of a trade. Hearthstone D4, at least they're in a position to try and run on away from the other teams. But here, Team 1 HP, they need to literally pull off a miracle. Otherwise, they're just dead. Wizards of Oz as well. They're just not gonna be able to survive for long. They're gonna get stuck on from multiple different angles. They need to make this push effort. They need to get these kills. Regicide, he's still gonna be able to survive, maybe get into a background position, but that digital thread straight on the face of 1 HP's teammates, they're just gonna be able to mow them down piece by piece and pick themselves up just a little bit. They need to re-energize themselves. They need to get into a little bit more of a forward position. A lot of damage being done by that one small alternator, and this alternated pistol is all that they have to try and maybe go in for a play for themselves. They need to try and survive, and they're going to be able to get a little bit of a breathing room because Team Phoenix, they're going to be backing on off. They're not going to be making that push happen down onto their side. And
Oh, Murdoch. He's using the ultimate accelerant. His ultimate is going to be ready really soon, by the way.
Oh,
and we
no,
might
here it
just see,
comes. Here
we might just see another hell being rained down onto all of these players on the trains.
This is bad, man. This is actually pretty bad because at this point, if they wait, Team Phoenix are gonna win, hands down. They have all of their utility. They wasted absolutely zero resources trying to take this fight. And Team 1 HP, they're in a position where they can't run from anyone. They're in a position they can't go in for a win. But at the same time, I feel as though Chris with his Kraber could be the deciding factor. But at the same time, he has no more bullets left. He doesn't know what to do with that Kraber anymore. He's gonna need to completely rely on a secondary to try and take a lot of these fights. Information being given away does not want where one player is at the bare minimum. That one player's position already found out and known. This could be the thing that they need to turn the tides in their favor. 1 HP, they have that forward position, but they need to worry about the other team on their right side. And if they're not able to go in for a kill down onto at least one of these teams, it's just not going to be looking on up. But at the same time, 1 HP, the zone is in their advantage, and now it's going to be the side of Team Phoenix who are at the disadvantage because they're right at the edge of the zone. And as soon as that other zone finally comes on down through the final zone, this is where the real fun is going to start. But hell, they're raiding from above, ladies and gentlemen. Team Phoenix! They pull out the Gibraltar element and they're making that push happen, but at the same time, Team 20, they're just not going to be giving up just yet. They have all of the information, they have all of the plays. A kick to the face coming on down through Proto Saddam ultimate move. Taking out the first initial player. Phoenix is going to be able to hold up front. Murdoch going in for a couple of shots, and it's going to be the side of Team Phoenix taking it all away, bringing it down onto their side with ultimate noob getting that final kill down onto the final player, ladies and gentlemen. They are going to be your Apex champions one more time on map number 2. And honestly, that was an intense fight right at the very.
My oh my, Murdoch the Doctor and Ultimate Noob once again making things happen for the side of Team Phoenix. They're gonna go ahead and get 2 champions in a row. And I am not even gonna lie, the way Team Phoenix just strategized their moves, right? It's so interesting and hella exciting because we know for a fact that they were the ones to go ahead and challenge the side of 1 HP for that final zone where it was 3 squads left out, including them as well, right? And interestingly, what they did is they knew that they were at a disadvantage. They fell back. They did not hesitate to fall back. They fell back and they just charged up their ultimates. We saw Murdoch going ahead and getting that ultimate accelerant as well, so just ready up that Gibby ultimate. And as soon as they knew that the ring is not in their favor, it's going to force them to push straight in towards 1 HP. And the place that they were holding on to, it is going to be the Bloodhound to just go ahead and activate that scan. It was Gibby's ult to come in as well. On top of that, all 6 of these hostiles have been detected, right? All 6 of these. There is 2 squads inside of 2 squads inside of that same train. Like it was just chaos. And once the Gibby ultimate came in, everyone just were like, well, it is what it is. I guess it's Team Phoenix to go ahead and take the champion once again. And Team Phoenix, well, they're going to be like, too easy, man. Too easy.
Yeah, that was an absolute give up and die moment. You're like, okay, I think they pretty much threw everything other than the kitchen sink at us. So I think that it's just time to roll over, play dead, and maybe head on down over to the third map. Because as I just stated, Team Phoenix, they had that high ground. They were not stuck in a precarious position. And I feel as though the side of Team 1HP, they were just not ready for it. Because on one side, they have to worry about the other team that's on their right. And as soon as the side of Team 1HP just exactly saw what happened, like, sorry, not Team 1HP, Team Phoenix saw what happened, they were just like, time to go in for that push and trying to go in for that play. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, let's head on down over to the match highlights and see exactly what happened from the start and also talk about the ending. Because the ending, it was just us just blabbering about all the plays that were happening. We couldn't do any form of analysis, primarily because of how hectic the plays were. So, Assassin, you can start us off. What do you think exactly happened at the start of the map, and what do you think about the beginning?
Starting us off, we had a couple of fights here and there. We had Team Killsteel who got taken down as well, where they were trying to go ahead, take down Governor and squad, but yeah, unfortunately, they were not able to make anything happen. Team Ashes, on the other hand, they had a pretty aggressive play right here, where we did see Ben was just pretty much left out with absolutely nothing, right? The Wizards of Ozzy, especially Santero. Santero took that fight, he won it out, and he revived most of his comrades. He ended this fight in style, by the way, the wingman, as I'm not really sure what the side of Ben was thinking. I mean, Ben kind of thought that, hey, I'm just going to try and run away from this, but no, that's not going to happen. On the other hand, this was where the action actually started off, and I am in love with this part of map 2. The Team Unitex, they went ahead and took 2 squads right off the bat. First, they went ahead and took down the entirety of Killua and gang, and then Team Kawachar, they came in to try and third-party the entirety of Team Unitex. But Unitex, they were like, nah, you ain't going to do anything to us. We're just going to go ahead and show you how exactly we are supposed to, clear out this area. But actually, Rebellion once again with his Octane plays, as he just used that EVA 8 into use, put in the stim, and put in the jump pad as well. Just jumping around and, keeping his enemies scratching their heads as to what exactly is happening. Then we shift focus over towards 1HP, where they went ahead and eliminated an entire squad in that building. You guys are seeing that in front of your screens. In this fight, I feel like that Team 1HP, after this was when they tried to just go ahead and I feel like they took another fight after this, where they had a little bit of a disadvantage, but they still managed to just stay alive. Unitex, on the other hand, at the same time, just doing absolutely everything they can. And then it took down one squad. They also took the fight to another one. They eliminated 2 squads in a row. It was the sheer brilliance coming out from the side of Carno Bob. This guy is just correct
he's a
on that
seer.
seer. Yeah, he's a correct seer for sure.
Like, Carno, he played his part so beautifully, but once again, as you just stated, they were not really over aggressive in my eyes when they were trying to push the Wizards' boss, because the Wizards' boss, they had the perfect position in their favor. Plus, I believe that we didn't really see this on screen, but it's my intuition that they were getting pushed from other teams onto the different sidelines, so they needed to make that decision. They were like, hey, it's either we go in now because the third party is also going to be coming soon enough, so it's either go in or go home. Because just look at this. Right on the other side was the side of Team Phoenix making their own push happen on towards the other side, man, and that caused a lot of issues to be occurring right then and there. And now Team 1HP, they were also in the prime position. They also could have gone in for a push there. Right at the very end, it was just about the positional advantage, ladies and gentlemen. There were absolutely no flaws when it came down to the gunfights. There were absolutely nothing that the opposition teams could have done, because on one side it was side of Wizards the boss, on the other side it was 1HP, and on the other side it was the side of Team Phoenix. Like, what do you do here? 3 squads were on in a single lane, while Team Phoenix is like, oh, hello there, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi, I have the high ground.
I want to know how exactly did the side of Team 1HP manage to find themselves an alternator. Like, from where did he get it? That alternator, it actually made a lot of difference right there, but at the same time, it was just the sheer brilliance coming out from the side of Team Phoenix to go ahead and finish it all off in style. Look at that. Just went ahead, put down that ultimate, and then they took the final fights in order to just finish off whoever was left out as well. Brilliant play coming out from the side of Team Phoenix, and we are all so proud from the performance that they put up as well in front of our eyes. It was a really good one, but yeah, again, feel for the entirety of Team 1HP and Team Unitex, because they put on such an incredible fight to reach to the final stage of map 2, but they just weren't able to close it out against Team Phoenix, who were just better
Yeah, Team Phoenix, they had positional advantage. They knew what to expect. They knew what to do. And they had that advantage for that exact same reason. But at the same time, I feel as though moving on down the line, we're going to see a lot of the other teams follow up on what Team Phoenix is actually doing. And the fact is that Team Phoenix, as you always say, they're not really pulling off rocket science. They're just playing a positional game. It's not like their aim is like absolutely insane. You're not even going to be able to touch the players. They have really good aim, but the main reason why they're winning out on a lot of these engagements is that they know when to put a stop to their aggression. They know when to aggress, and they know for a fact of how to use what is given to them by the land. The fact that as soon as Murdoch understood one of his teammates or he himself has an ultimate accelerant, he's like, yo, boys, I have an ultimate accelerant. Chill out. 70% alt. I have a 25% going on. 93% alt on a Gibraltar ultimate here, Assassin, a Gibraltar. And your opposition, they're stuck inside of a trade. Like, what the hell are they going to do? As soon as the Gibraltar ult goes down, what's going to happen? They put up their own Gibraltar shield, and with that Gibraltar shield, they can block off the ult. But if they put up the shield there, what's going to actually happen to them when the side of Team Phoenix start pushing? They have nothing to counteract it. They have no cover whatsoever. And at that point, it's all about the gunfights. And it was the side of Team Phoenix being able to win everything out because of their utility, because of their game sense, taking a solid win on map number 2. And hey, it's 2 in a row, Assassin. Are we going to be seeing a hat trick? That's going to be the real question. But before we do go into that, let's head on down over to the standings for map number 2, because this is where I'm really interested to see how a lot of these teams perform. And I knew it. It is the side of Team 1H being able to edge it out because of their kill points, 9 and 13 with 22. So in a way, they're going to be able to hold that second position for themselves. But Team Phoenix, they're still going to be number 1 when it comes down to the overall standings.
I feel like the Team Phoenix should have 2 wins. So yeah, we definitely are gonna go ahead and edit that out as well. But
Match 2 standings, Assassin.
Oh, actually, yeah, never mind. But still, like Team Phoenix, unfortunately, they were not able to just go ahead and top it off against 1 HP, right? 1 HP, they were going to be the ones to just rack up those kill points. And Unitex, they also stood tall. Unlike map 1, map 2 was Unitex to just go ahead and put up 9 kill points right there. Placement points and total of 12 points. Like, you see the difference, right? Like 20s, and then you straight up drop to like 12.
And that's kind of really the thing here. So let's head on now over to the current standings and see exactly where the teams are going to be standing overall. And as I just stated, Team Phoenix, they're going to be in that number 1 position, 38 total points in their favor, with 1 HP having 33, and Unitex with 20, the Devils with 17, Team Asses with 15, and Hardstock D4, sorry, with 13, and Try Me Senpai with 12. A lot of these teams and the number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 positions are very close when it comes down to their standing points. But at the same time, Assassin, when you look at the end of the board, I feel as though a lot of these teams, they're performing really well, but what do you think is exactly going wrong for them, especially when it comes down to the side of Team Ignite and Mafias and Kabucho?
Coward, sure. We did see them, trying to go in for that ballsy play, trying to take down the entirety of Unitex, trying to third party them as well. So I feel like that they are not doing anything wrong, right? But it's just the sheer individual brilliance coming out from Phoenix, 1 HP, Unitex, and the rest of the teams as well, who are putting up a really, really good performance. Like every single time you would see them. And like, I believe, I did state this before, I'm going to state it again. I do believe that all of these guys do have the aim, but sometimes it's just not the aim that you need, right? You need the movements, you need the correct usage of utility and the ability, and you know when to time it as well. Timing is everything, and Team Phoenix, they know how to do it, and that is why they have got 2 champions back to back today. Now, as we head on over towards map 3, I really want to see these teams, Kawachor, Ignited Mafias, Deadbeats, even Team Dothraki, because I really like that name, and I also was a fan of the Dothrakis in Game of Thrones. I really want to see them go ahead and just fight it out, just like the Dothrakis do. They're not scared about anything. Go ahead and take the fight, and they try and assert their dominance as well. So let's hope that they are going to be able to do that. But moving on over towards map 3, I feel like that just like in map number 2, there's again going to be a little bit of a change in stance, and I feel like the teams are going to try and play it safe this time around. Though I just have an intuition the teams are going to try and take a passive stance now, try and figure out a way to potentially survive till the very end, and then maybe try and take these late round fights. What exactly do you think? What are your predictions for map 3?
When you consider what happened in map number 1 and map number 2 was a little bit more of an aggressive standpoint in comparison to map number 1. I say a little bit more because still we saw the segmentation when it came down to the middle stages. But hey, map number 3 could be very close, and it could be something that we don't even know about. It could be an absolute rush. It could be an absolute snail fest. We never know. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, what you do know about is that the game is ready. We're going to be back to the wheel shortly after a short word for us visitors.
From the outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lenovo and Intel presents Rise of Legion for Apex Legends. And yep, we're here to crown ourselves a champion for map 3. And I feel like that maybe Team Phoenix, if they could just make it happen once again, you just, have like a hat-trick moment right there.
Checking out over here.
Like, we all want those hat tricks, but at the same time, you know for a fact that the 3 is something that you don't always get. Sometimes you can kill 2 squads, but when you try and get the 3rd squad wipe, you somehow mess it up and just die out almost immediately. So things can work out, but at the same time it cannot. So let's really see what we can expect. But at the same time, what we do see is that a lot of these teams, they're very much spread out. It's next for Thermal Station and of course the tree. These 2 positions are going to be highly contested upon because all of these teams are just going to be chilling there. But everyone else, yeah, they're pretty much on the opposite sides of the map without any of them getting close to one another, except for a couple going in for a couple of fights near the side of Epicenter. But that's pretty much it.
Oh, wow. Towards Harvester is going to be definitely a noob nexus of B. So yeah, definitely a noob and team are going to be over towards Harvester. We're going to be seeing a team over towards Lava City. Lawnside is pretty much going to be left out. Nobody really cares about Lawnside. Yeah. And hey, over towards Epicenter, we'll be seeing like, what, 4 squads over there as well. Medusa and gang out over there alongside Team 1 HP. That is Fragment East, by the way. And yep, I really can't wait to see what Try Me Senpai and Team 1 HP are going to do against each other.
It's going to be an interesting factor, that's for sure, because now we're going to be watching Killsteel moving it down from the other side right. They're going to be able to spot out the first initial player base and Killsteel. It's going to be right in going in for that first initial contact. Also for a fact of where they are exactly, but still the 40s are just going to be piling on up. A lot of damage being done from the side of Koopy. Koopy's going to be able to take down 1. LD Upload does fight the dust. It's going to be Lasuda Party going in for a couple of kills of their own, and they're going to be able to steal all the kills away from the side of Team Killsteel. And that was an absolute mouthful, and I have no idea how I said that properly. But still, moving on down the line here, Assassin. The Suda Party, they're going to be in a perfect position for themselves. And at the same time, the fact that they were able to get this even through the utility and the information being given from the side of Raiden, absolute mad lads, this team, that's for sure.
That's right. Absolute mad lads indeed. Lasuda Party, they are starting things off in a good way. They're quite aggressive, whereas the rest of the teams are just trying to play it a little bit more safe. Maybe trying to, just get some loot. Because loot is something that they're not being able to fight right now. And ooh, clubs. Spot out a player. Got the G7 Scout. Yep, G7 Scout is right in the hands of clubs. These guys haven't found themselves a shield, so I get that. Clubs, I don't really think so that you should be taking this fight, because the team that you're facing off have got purple shields and you yourself got a level 1 shield right here, so yeah, there's a high chance that they're just gonna take you
Confident.
down.
Well, sometimes confidence could be the thing that kills you at the same time. And Tubbs is like, nope, nuh-uh, I'm not doing this anymore. That's never gonna happen again. So in a way, they're gonna be chilling. They're just gonna be like, hey, I can take it slow. I can take it smartly. I don't need to do much more than that. And I like that play from their side. Like, did you see Assassin how they actually opted to go in for the shield recharge? Here, Medusa also had a really low HP shield. So they switched out the shield. They gave it to Clubs, who had a shield battery. Then he used the shield battery and then swapped out his shields with Medusa for the white HP shield. So in a way, they're maximizing the amount of shields they would get out of that shield battery. I like those small things. Like, those small things add up in the long run. But at the same time, it makes you look cool as well, because you understand the game.
Okay. Fine. If
Okay,
you wanna
don't
put
be
it
a
that
nerd,
way.
man. Come on.
If you wanna go ahead and geek out on that, fine. But yeah, these are
Honest.
things that these are definitely things that the caster analyst goes ahead and spots out as well. He relays in the information for the audience. That is our job, right? And you're absolutely right. These small things, they sort of go ahead and make a lot of difference. And when you actually think about it, you're like, oh damn, that is a high IQ play right there.
But at the same time, I'm getting poked fun at by Assassin, my fellow analyst who didn't even see it, man.
He did, by the way. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
you wouldn't mention it though because you don't want to geek out like me about these small matters from time to time. But
No, actually, I like it. I actually like it. I was about to mention it as well, but then you took it away, so I was like,
That this guy started laughing for apparently no reason. Assassin's a mean boy. Assassin's a mean boy. A petition to get Assassin out of here because he's such a mean boy. But at the same time, like all of these teams, they've slowed their pace down. Not really a lot that we can do. A couple of pop shots here and there, a little bit of information getting gathered, but Assassin, there's not really much more than that. They're playing it quite slow, and there's still 17 squads on the back. 17. What is happening?
I like how All Might Zero is like, mischievous. Can you just stop taking the fight? Let's just go ahead and loot up a little bit. I want some shields. I want some ammo as well. Kind of running on like 52 in the magazine for the rampage, which is not going to be enough because I'm just going to charge it up with my thermite. I'm going to start spraying down. The entire magazine is going to get over in like a minute.
Not even a minute, man.
Let's go here. Energy ammo here.
Like, the rampage is one of those weapons that I found to be really, really, really powerful. But at the same time, it's like
it's broken for the season, right? Like,
yeah,
it's just too good. It's so good.
it's like a secondary Spitfire. Like we always used to talk about how broken the Spitfire can be, and then there's a be like, oh,
Yeah.
hello there. Do you think
Yeah.
that this is broken? I exist.
Rampage, man, Rampage with that HCOG, best. It's just too good. Like I absolutely love the HCOG scope. I don't know. I'm just look at it. It's so easy to just spot out enemies, and it's so easy to just go ahead and put your aim as well straight to the face, unlike the other scopes. But yeah, now though we are going to be seeing broken Pepega. Go ahead and recharge your shields. Mischievous on the other hand still trying to take that fight, trying to gain some information. All Might Zero. He is not going to be the one to gain the information for now though, because he's still looking out for some loot. Like, can somebody give me a shield upgrade? Or just please give me some ammo because I'm running out of it.
Pretty sure that the shield upgrade is gonna happen only after he starts shooting a couple of people. But sometimes, because whenever you are dropping really safe, you're always not gonna have the best loot because you're not.
I feel for
that is
I feel for Broken Pepega, by the way. He's running a Peacekeeper and an R99.
Hey, that's my favorite loadout. Shh.
Okay, fine. Well, Aggressor's favorite loadout. I don't know. R99, fine, but then the Peacekeeper? Oh.
No, man. Like, I'm an OG Season 0 player. That's why I still love this loadout and I still love this.
Watching that spot.
Yeah. Peacekeeper is like still the most broken gun in the game, and there's a reason why it went to be a supply drop at the very beginning before it came back as ground. So you can already see why this is an absolute broken loadout. Assassin, like, I don't think you played a lot back in Season 0, but this used to be the go-to for every single pro player and every single pub stomper. I was a massive pub stomper back in.
Yeah, I mean, I played till Season 3, but then, yeah, I never used the shotguns because It's just like in every game, right? The shotguns works out for the opponents, but it never for us. Like every single time I try to make some plays. Okay, fine. I'm a bad player. That is what you're trying to say. All right.
Okay.
But hey, Almighty Zero will be the one to find himself the purple shield. He's got it. Let's go. One is stocked up and ready to go. Broken Pepega is the only one who hasn't found some shield upgrade. As the rest of the squad is logged and loaded up. They've got themselves a Volt and everything else as well, so they are pretty stocked up in terms of the weapons. They can take the fight now. They're absolutely ready. One of the teams, we did get an information. We did get an information that one of the teams, they're out of the zone. So, yeah, that is going to be Sid and gang, right? Yeah, they're trying to make their way straight in towards Team 1 HP, towards the east of Harvester. Hope that they don't get taken down, though. This is the first ring, so shouldn't really do a lot of damage. Let's try and quickly make their way in, try and survive. But if they do get caught by Team 1 HP, I don't think so. They have any chance of surviving.
The real question here is that how
Team 1 HP, they are also... Look at this.
they
They also anticipate this. Yeah, they also anticipate this.
they're moving towards the position where they're gonna go. Oh,
Yeah, they're guarding the ring, and now we might just see Frenzy go ahead and use up his intel gathering gadgets to just go ahead and give out that intel to the rest of the team that hey, these guys just use that zipline and they're making their way over there. So.
thing is, High Five Esports, they're in a pretty bad position of their own. They need to try and get themselves into a proper position, and they have to be very thankful because it was not for their opposition team. We know for a fact that that the other opposition team holding it down from the circle were just gonna be able to take them down. And 1 HP, they were in the prime spot, they're still gonna be able to hold down strong, but from the other side, it is gonna be the side of 1 HP finally being able to spot out their opposition, and I felt as though I spoke a little bit too soon because Luke is on the other side. This is gonna be the side of... It is
1 HP. Damn, what are these guys doing? They're dishing out so much damage, and that is going to be Zeox to take down Chieftain Sid. At 1 HP, they're going to be successful in taking down the side of High Five Esports as they're trying to make their way in towards the ring, and it's going to be Frenzy to just slide through the mountain. And I feel like the team 1 HP, they might just go ahead and take on another fight here. They might just potentially grab themselves another squad wipe. This is going to be Vitality to be going down as well. It's just going to bleed out. It's going to be 1 HP to try and get back into the ring. This is ring 2, by the way. So, yeah, this is going to deal a significant amount of damage. Yeah, it's going to hurt.
Team 1 HP, the fact is, I understand that you actually like to play at 1 HP. You like to live your life right at the very edge. But at the same time, when you're in World's Edge, you just don't want to do that. And at the same time, Cardo is like, oh, hello there, Rebellion. Let me show you my beautiful place. Slaps a bullet into his own skull. Just imagine if there was friendly fire. Cardo would be like, why are you doing this? Why are you here? And Cardo's just showing a dance to Rebellion. He's like, let's just chill here. We can tell a story to each other. We can just, you know, have a little bit of fun with each other. We can just tell each other stories. Gather around inside of a campfire, maybe even a Gibraltar shield. You never know. But at the same time, if you do put down that Gibraltar shield, you're giving away your position.
I saw someone, and I don't think they're selling cookies.
Carno, you're the one to go ahead and ping an ultimate accelerant. Not really sure if Chappie is going to go ahead and pick it up or not. But yeah, Chappie should definitely pick it up. Keep it, you know, ready.
Let's go over here.
Whenever he needs his ultimate ready, just go ahead, use that ultimate accelerant. The Gibby's ult, you know, it made a difference the previous game. That's going to make a difference here as well. Unit X, I really want them to just go ahead and grab that Champions title here for map 3. Really want them to go ahead and give a tough fight to the side of Team 1 HP and Team Phoenix. Team 1 HP, talking about them. The ones to be a little bit of a problem though. We're going to be seeing the Gibby shield coming in. All of these guys are just going to try and heal. And living on the edge is something that is gonna put them in a spot where they might just get taken out. Because Ignited Mafias, they're using absolutely everything. Oh! The Gibby ult! It's here! Now we're gonna be seeing Ignited Mafias trying to push on top of that. As well. Flatline comes out inside the EVA 8 and Hyper Zeph just trying to put down another jump pad and just yeet his way out of here.
And it's better to go in for a different position entirely because they are not in a spot where they can try and survive. Ignited Mafias, they're living right at the edge of defeat, because if they're not careful, there's another squad straight on their left side. They don't know about it, but we do. And if they try to over push this, if they are not able to go in for a proper rotation play, they're just not going to be in a good spot. And inside of Ignited Mafia, they played it really smartly. They were like, hey, we don't need to go in for that push. We don't need to take that engagement. They're going to be the ones needing to push into us because we have the zone advantage in our favor. So in a way, every single one of these teams, they're playing it so smartly, but at the same time, Assassin, there are 12 squads still remaining. And the second circle is just, the third circle, sorry, is just about to close.
Mischievous. Try and take a little bit of a pot shot right there with the G7 scat, the HCOG. Try and get himself that dink. Maybe, no, not happening. Nah, not connecting, nothing. Maybe he should have had himself a Kraber or a Sentinel, right? Absolutely love the Sentinel though. You can just charge it up with the shield cell and you pretty much have yourself a very powerful sniper in your hands where you can take all of these long range engagements.
And Sentinel was such a strong weapon, but at the same time, it's kind of one of those weapons that I don't really know how to actually control it. But
oh, Team Unitex are on the move. Yeah, Team Unitex are on the move aggressive, and if you can see, 3 of these teams are just holding 3 different camps, and
Assassin, just look at the zone.
Yeah, I'm looking at the zone. I know this. I know
11
this.
squads in this tiny zone.
Yeah, 11 squads into this area, and I feel like that terrain is going to play a very important role here for all of these teams to try and survive.
I honestly don't know how I feel about this. All of these teams, the fact that they're playing like this, it's going to be really dangerous moving on down the line, but at the same time, Unit X, they're the ones with the advantage. They are inside of the zone, and if they just play it slow, if they do not go in for an aggressive push, just hold down the angles that they are holding, they have all of the advantages. They don't need to worry about anything right now. Just play it safe. Just play it slow. And you're going to be the ones to win everything out, because now everyone is still alive. 1 HP is there. And also the side of Team Phoenix are there, but at the same time, Unitex, I don't think they're going to heed my words, and they're just going to keep on going. They spotted out the one initial player, and they know for a fact that they need to try and take this building. I like this ideology coming on down from them, because if they're able to take this building away from the side of Team 1 HP, this is going to be perfect for them, but at the same time, trying to get themselves inside of this building is just going to be a lot more difficult as well. One by one, the shots are going to be coming on down. It's going to be Cardinal getting that first initial kill, first initial damage, down onto one of the players. They're going to be able to attack them down to low levels of HP, but still, they need to play it very smartly, because on the other side, the fact that they're making so much noise, it's gonna alert the other teams, and the other teams are just gonna be coming on down in as well. And this is a really good plan. They are like, no, we are not gonna be doing this anymore. We need to get ourselves out of this sticky situation, because the other teams, now that they know where the opposition is holding down at, we can easily go on back, play at our safe position, and now that we have revealed their positions, the other teams can act as that third party, and we can come in as a fourth party to finish everyone off. But at the same time, I don't think that the damage is still done yet, because Unit X, they're the ones now getting pushed from the side of 1 HP this time.
We definitely have to play this safe, otherwise they're just gonna get taken down. And every single time, we know for a fact that Team Unit X, they die while trying to make this aggression, while trying to make the push. They should not do it. They have to survive, because there are 10 squads left. And you did mention the fact that this tiny circle is just gonna be a lot of chaos, and it certainly is. Look at the Zeox, he knows for a fact that there is the toxic bag right there. To try and not try and trigger it maybe, but he eventually does.
It's gonna be the side of Unit X being able to get that first initial kill. That's one of the players though, but they need to be careful. The fact that they have that hill under their control could be the very exact same reason why they should be the ones to win everything out, but still on the other side of the map, they're getting lasered by a lot of different teams. Whereas the Laws, they're also still alive. All of the top dogs in this entire tournament are still alive, and they are kicking on this map. 9 squads, Assassin, and the circle's just getting smaller and smaller. I'm getting anxiety, and I'm getting claustrophobic, and I don't even have claustrophobia.
Yeah, this is gonna be the side of Team 1 HP. Try and maybe hold on to this area. You might just try and push as well. You never really know. Actually feeling it, and they know that they're hot stuck inside of that building. They're not gonna be able to get out. Why don't we just quickly go ahead and go into the push and look at this? Wow, I really like the door guard coming in as well. I feel like the Team Try Me Senpai, they're gonna be the ones to go ahead and take the fight. Be successful though, they are for now. They're the ones to go ahead and take the fight off, going back to the other gang. And oh, Try Me Senpai! They're falling down. They're not able to take the fight. It is going to be the flatline, the EVA 8 coming in from Hyperzev. Hyperzev is going to switch to the EVA 8. And of course, in personal, it's going to go ahead and finish off the entire squad as well. It's going to be Team Try Me Senpai going down. Ignited Mafias. Well, you see this? You see this change in pace coming in from them? It's working out aggressive.
Yeah, they're playing it slow, they're playing it smart, and they understand what they need to do, but at the same time, the entirety of 1 HP, they're just playing mind games right now. They know for a fact of what to expect, they know for a fact of where they need to go as well. But at the same time, the positioning advantage is still in the favor of the side of Hardsuck T4, because they have that great teleport on their favor, and they can easily teleport down to the other side of the map if they want to, and they can actually go in for a proper flank on towards that hill. But at the same time, look at what he has in his hand. It is going to be Xbox 69 holding it down with his own charge rifle. And this charge rifle could be the thing that they can maybe go in for a couple of plays for themselves on a unit. And they're ready and they're looking for blood. Going in for a couple of pop shots down onto that first initial player. They're going to be able to take down a couple for themselves. And with that, the entirety of the Unit X, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to be able to take down members one by one. But look at the kill feed assassin. What is happening?
Yep, you're going to be seeing Krebs, who's going to go ahead and try and rush down the entirety of this team right here. That is Team Unit X, and that is going to be Team Unit X to be wiped off. Team 1 HP, they are here to make a difference. They're here to change what has been happening till now. They really want to go ahead and get this champion right now. All got themselves sorted out in terms of the loots and the shields. Look at this. All of them are running reds, except for Xbox, of course. He's just going to be running the purple ones. Going to try and, get that shield recharge in and try and get himself healed as well. The entirety of Team 1 HP, they're going to slow things down for now because they know for a fact that the rest of the squad is going to be going up against each other. It's going to be the side of Xbox to try and maybe take down the player who is, taking a hit on towards the entirety of Team 1 HP. Team 1 HP, know for a fact that there are 3 more squads left, including them. So, no, actually, 3 more squads now, excluding them. But yeah. Total of 4 squads remain in the server, and yeah, Team 1 HP feel like that they might just go ahead against one player left out from the side of Team Try Me Senpai. And there's Ignited Mafias as well. So.
Ignited Mafias, they're the team that was really unexpected here. The fact that they made it this far just
there
goes
you
to
go.
show that the change of pace really goes to help.
Frenzy is going to take down Clubs as well, who was the final player from the side of Team Try Me Senpai. So yeah, Team Try Me Senpai, they're officially out of map 3, and yeah, we are ready to see if Team Ignited Mafia is going to be the ones to challenge on the units that is 1 HP.
Yeah, Team 1 HP though, they're the ones actually winning out on the poke battle. And Assassin, I always talk about this, and you know for a fact that they do it over and over again. It's all about the poke battles. If you're able to win out on the poke battles, and if you're able to stagnate your opponent's resources as much as you possibly can, you're always going to be the ones to go in for a possible win. There's only 1 more member remaining for the opposition team when you consider the 3rd squad. And hey, the 3rd squad's already shown themselves, and they're going to be that 3rd party. It's going to be Krebs coming on down with a beautiful flank. He's going to be able to take down that first initial player. Axe Ripper, he has nowhere to run and he has nowhere to hide. Krebs does get his 2nd kill, and 1 by 1, the party just kept on dropping. Ladies and gentlemen, and pretty much Xbox, he dropped everything other than the kitchen sink at that point. They know for a fact what the last player is. He was playing for those standings, and at the very end, he's just not going to be able to survive. And it's going to be the side of Team 1 HP, sending everyone back home with 1 HP. They take away the Apex Champion title for themselves for map number 3 of this entire tour.
That's right, it's going to be Team 1 HP to go ahead and take it away for map 3. Team Phoenix are not going to be the ones to be the champion this time around, though. It's not going to be a hat trick, but instead, it's going to be Team 1 HP to go ahead and take it away for themselves. Amazing stuff coming out from the side of Team 1 HP, and this time, they made the right decision. They made the right call of falling back at the right time. Otherwise, they wouldn't even have been able to grab that champion title. If they would have actually gone ahead and took that fight inside of that building, maybe they wouldn't have survived. Maybe we wouldn't have been able to crown themselves as the champion as well for map 3. But yeah, 1 HP, they knew what they had to do, and they did the right thing to go ahead and win it out. Amazing stuff coming out from them, and once again, congratulations, guys, on getting that champion title for map 3. And with that, I feel like that is definitely going to give them an immense boost in the overall standings, and they might just be very close to the side of Team Phoenix. Because Team Phoenix this time around, though, they were not able to do anything.
Yeah, Team Phoenix, it felt as though, like, they're a team that actually thrives when there are a lot less squads, I would say, moving across the map. Because as soon as there are 11 squads, 9 squads, especially when it's that tiny little circle, it just gets a lot more difficult. And hey, let's head on down over to the match highlights to get a visual representation of what I'm exactly trying to say here. The fact is, every single one of these teams, they played it really safe. They played it really slow, and they didn't really go in for a lot of those fights. Other than the side of Killsteel going in for that first initial engagement, we really didn't have any more fights whatsoever, and that kind of just shows to highlight the weaknesses of the side of Team Phoenix. They are a team that rely on their opposition to pin out the other teams, and as soon as they're pinned out, they can come on down and finish off those last 5 squads because they have the better positioning in their favor. But the thing is, even if you have the best position in the entire map, when the circle is that small and there are that many squads remaining, you're gonna get third party. There's absolutely nothing that you can do. And if you're not able to win out on your first initial fight very cleanly without wasting a lot of your resources and having proper shields in your favor, there's absolutely nothing that you can do. You cannot win against that third party. And the side of Team Phoenix fell into that trap. They just dropped like flies because of the fights that they were taking. And in a way, I would say that this was just a very hectic engagement, and right at the very end, it was all down to the team that had the better gunplay and the team that were just able to be a lot more patient and take a lot of their engagements a lot more slowly. And it was the side of Team 1HP being able to take it all away in their favor.
Yep, that's right. Team 1HP, they definitely made a difference right here. And this particular fight was something that I was so surprised about. Like the sheer dominance coming in from the side of Team 1HP to just rush straight in without any sorts of issues whatsoever. Went in with their shotguns as well, got themselves a frag. Krebs was actually been caught a lot with that G7 G7 Scout. I also saw some pretty interesting plays coming out from the side of Team Ignited Mafias. Ignited Mafias, they tried to survive till the very end, but unfortunately they were not able to do so. 1HP, they brought in the Gibby ultimate, and that entire ultimate just rained terror and hell onto the other opponents as well. So yeah, it looks like that Gibby is something that is actually making quite a lot of difference in all of these maps, and maybe it's time for me to go ahead and get some Gibby action as well. Well, I am gonna play Apex Legends the next time with you, Mr. Aggressive.
Yeah, the resemblance is always gonna be there, Assassin, between you and Gibby.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
I'm just gonna put a subtle
Alright.
right there. Put a subtle right there. You can blame me
I'm
for it
a
later.
I'm a Bloodhound main, by the way, if you don't
Yeah.
know. So yeah.
Yeah, you like to gather that into, you like to give a lot of information to your teammates. So in a way, I can kind of understand that. For me personally, I'm much more of that Octane raid player. Like my name just says it, aggressive, an aggressive player. So in a way, a lot of these teams,
Wow.
they kind of embody that fact as well. So when we consider the fact that the Gibraltar is there, he's like that cornerstone. He's like that literal anchor for the entire team, the rock that the teammates can lean upon. And the fact that he was able to do his job so well, using his shields in proper conjunction and using the surrounding to their advantage. The thing is that a lot of other Gibraltars make a mistake about is that they're not really using their environment properly. When you use your shield, you don't use your shield to actually run away from a fight. You use your shield to take forward positioning so that you can take a little bit of a break, wait for your other utility to come into play, and then finally go in for a push away from your Gibraltar shield, maybe behind a wall, so you can get a little bit of better of a position for yourself. It's always important to go in for engagements like this. And the fact that the side of 1HP did that so beautifully and also farmed up their ultimates properly, because this is very important. If you're playing a Gibraltar, you need to get as many ultimate accelerants as possible. Tell your teammates to stock up on it and just throw everything at you. The more ultimates that you throw out as a Gibraltar, the more value you're gonna get. And that's exactly what Team 180 showed us.
The same kind of goes for Bangalore as well, right? You try and gather
Uh,
as many ultimate experience as possible. Her ultimate is also lethal, by the way. Just rains all the missiles in, right?
um,
So yeah.
thing about the Bangalore Ultimate is that, personally, in my opinion, yes, it is very much powerful, but it's not really a kill-based ultimate. It's a very control-based ultimate. Plus, it's very dangerous for your own teammates, because you do need to remember that Bangalore all affects your own teammates. Yes, Gibraltar does the same, but it's much more in a smaller area. So as soon as you throw out the Gibraltar Ultimate, it's going to rain hell on one specific zone. But the thing with the Bangalore Ultimate is that it's going to literally rain hell from where you're standing over towards the enemy, so you cannot really close in the gap that easily. That's why in pro play we don't see a lot of Bangalore, because when it comes down to the team play and synergy, Bangalore is a very, very selfish legend. She normally plays for herself, and she kind of sets up plays for herself in comparison to the teammates. The only other team, only a legend can actually get a lot of value out of Bangalore's utility is actually the Intel-based agents, maybe a crypto or maybe
Yeah.
here and a bloodhound. But that's pretty much it. Unless you have a digital threat, Bangalore can do absolutely nothing for your team. In my personal opinion, that is.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the way you put it out there. Bangalore is a very selfish legend right there. Yeah, of course. At the same time, we know for a fact that these smoke plays and interesting creative plays can be made with the Bangalore as well, but it's
Yep,
kind of
that's
out of the meta now. It's kind of out of the meta with legends like Seer and Bloodhound every single time just popping off and getting all the information for your team. And again, the digital threat as well, which goes ahead and showcases where the enemy is through the smokes and whatnot. Things become very easy with that. But yeah, match three standings are ready. So why don't we quickly head straight in towards the match three standings? And we are going to be taking a look at where exactly these teams are standing right now for match three. So it's going to be Team 1HP to go ahead and get that victory. 12 placement points, 17 kill points, and a total of 29 points. Oh, that is crazy aggressive. Do you know what that means? Team 1HP
points,
might
dude.
actually be at the first spot in the overall standings.
Yeah, considering the Team Phoenix, they only have 4 points, there is no way they're going to be able to catch up to that. And I think this is the first time that we have ever seen a team actually get close to 30. I think the highest we've seen is actually at 27. 29 is probably the highest that I've ever seen here on our region at the bare minimum, that is. But that's absolutely insane. Team 1 HP, 17 and 12. These guys were playing it aggressively right at the very end, and they have the fruits of their labor. But at the same time, I'm a sucker and I have an OCD problem. So I wanted that 30, but at the same time, 29? Yeah, I think 1 HP, they're going to be happy about it.
OCD. All right, then. Well, the guy wants to even things out. He just wants to get that 30 in as well, but it's okay. 1 HP. There's always map 4 and 5. You guys can.
They added that extra 1 point to their HP. So they're.
Yeah, add that one from their name into towards their total points, and there you have it. But yeah, well, all the poor jokes aside, I'm gonna be seeing Team 1 HP, who should probably putting themselves up at the first spot in the overall standings. If it is ready, let's quickly go ahead and check out the overall standings as well. And there you go, the current standings for all three of these maps. And yep, I told you 1 HP. They are at the first spot with a total of 62 points. If they keep on going with this momentum, I feel like that they might just cross 100 at the end of the day.
That's absolutely insane. The fact that the number 1 position is so highly contested for. On one map, it was the side of Team Phoenix. Second map, it was Unit X, just coming out of absolutely nowhere. And now it's 1 HP, just completely shutting everyone down and bringing themselves up in the board over to that number 1 position with a massive staggering lead in comparison to their opposition. Phoenix, they have 20. They need to get 20 points to try and even get close to where 1 HP is. And Phoenix, they need to win this. If they do not win on map numbers 4, and if the side of 1 HP are actually able to take the second position, you know what's going to happen here, Assassin. It's like a no-go at that stage. Team 1 HP, they're going to be able to take this finals in their favor and just bring it all home in their side. But at the same time, look at Unit X. They're pretty much close as well. So they need to try and pray that the side of 1 HP make a lot of mistakes. Because I feel as though 1 HP, they're a team that make very little mistakes, but they have one mistake. They play it so aggressively that could be their downfall moving on down the line if they're not careful. And that will allow Unit X and Phoenix to rise up and take that number 1 position away from them.
Completely agree to you on that, by the way. And I feel like that if Team Phoenix are not going to be careful, and if they don't go ahead and rack up points, then maybe Team 1 HP are just going to walk away with this at the end of the day. Because Team 1 HP, they are feeling it, and they really are, putting up the kill points every single map. So even though this was just their first champion, look at the amount of kill points that they have, 38. And this team, hailing from Bangladesh, is actually here to show everyone in the region, the Sri Lanka, India, and Bangladesh, who exactly is the best Apex champion.
This is an absolute incredible showing from the side of 1 HP. The fact that we have so many different teams on every single region to show up like this just goes to show that all the regions, they have a lot of talent. And they're now going to be facing off against Football. Who's going to be the best? That's going to be the real question, ladies and gentlemen. But at the same time, hey, we still have 2 more maps to go, so we cannot be crowning champions just yet because we know for a fact that Apex is a game that is very, very, very unpredictable. On one building, you're going to be heading on down and getting a P2020, and on the other building, the guy's got a Mastiff, Gold Shield. Gold Shield, he has a Hemlock, maybe there's a Flatline and a Devotion there, and you come out of the building, you face up against one another, and you're like, bro, why do you have a Gold Shield? Why do I not even have a shield and a P2020? If you're like that's Apex for you.
Yeah.
Like there's not much that you can do about it. But at the same time, hey, that's gonna be the dynamic sometimes here as well during these pro tournaments. But at the same time, there's a lot of strategy that you can employ to try and minimize those. And these teams, they're doing exactly that. And the fact that Team 1 HP were able to completely switch up their strategy to bring something a little bit more different, even though the chaos was ensuing all over the map, just goes to show how much they have grown from map number 1, from map number 2, and over onto map number 3. These are the changes that we are expecting coming on down through from the side of Unitex and also Team Phoenix to rise up to the top and take that position away from the side of 1 HP. But the thing is, Assassin, we are talking a lot about these 1, 2, 3 spots, primarily because the number 1 position is highly contested for. But at the same time, number 2, number 3, number 4 can be one of those highly contested positions as well. So when we head on down over to the overall standings once again at the end of match number 4, we can talk a little bit more about the other oppositions, because after map number 4, we'll have a basic idea of who's going to be crowned number 1, who's going to be crowned number 2, and the number 3 position is going to be the thing that's highly contested for right at the very end.
Definitely. Can't really wait to see what exactly is going to happen in match 4, because we know for a fact that we've got 2 more maps left out now, 2 more matches. And moving on over towards match 4, I feel like that all of these teams, well, they're going to try and, sort of, again, ease themselves in a way where they can try and gain victory and emerge victorious against all of these other teams as well. The match is ready. So why don't we quickly jump straight into a short break where we have got some message from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with match 4.
From the outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rise of Legion Lenovo, powered by Intel as well. So here we're coming on down over onto map number 4. Things are just gonna get a lot more interesting here as well, Assassin, because we saw that map number 3 was an absolute snail's pace of a match. In a way, a lot of people can say that match was very boring, but in my eyes, that match was very tactical. And we don't see a lot of tactical plays being made when it comes down to VR games, and that's primarily because VR is something that you would expect to be a lot more fast-paced. You want teams to just constantly keep on rushing, constantly keep on going for fights, but that's not what Apex is about. It's also about strategy and using your abilities in proper conjunction with your teammates. That's exactly what we saw there. But now in map number 4, what can we expect? Because it feels as though it's going to be your favorite place. Fragment here, Assassin. And 2 teams, they're right next to each other. Who's going to be winning things out? Will it be the West or will it be the East?
I feel like the team that is on towards Fragment West, that is Team 1 HP, I just had a chance at taking down the team over towards Fragment East. And Team Phoenix, I feel like the Team Phoenix, they are also going to go ahead and take down Devil Corner and Gang, who are just above them towards Overlook. So really looking forward. Whoa, Team Phoenix, one of the players disconnected.
Let's go this way.
Interesting. So yeah, they're just going to be starting off with 2 players for match 4. Not the best of the signs, but Hey, we all know for a fact that there have been moments where one player gets disconnected and the rest of the two just go ahead and clutch it out, get a champion. So maybe Team Phoenix. Let's see if Doctor and Ultimate Noob are gonna make do without Mr. Murdoch.
This is gonna be a little bit of a problematic situation for the side of Team Phoenix, but at the same time, I guess they can make it work, but at the same time, it's just gonna be a lot more difficult as well. And Assassin,
There
do
you
we
go.
write them off? Do we actually write them off saying that they're actually not gonna be able to make it, or will they be able to pull off the possible?
Oh, the Arsenal's gonna be going in. We're gonna be seeing Doctor going ahead and putting in so much damage. Ultimate Noob, on the other hand, is also gonna scan. We're gonna be seeing Doctor
How
going
many
ahead
days
and
do
using
they
up the
have?
thermite. Yeah, I've got no idea how do you get so many thermites, man?
It's just the start of the game, man. Let these guys breathe. They still have more. What is this? They're putting the entire building on fire. Shots are gonna be going on down in as well. And the EVA8's gotta be able to clean everyone up. Like, what? Assassin, what is this? This is like literally.
I'm telling you, just write it down. Team Phoenix are gonna go ahead and get champions in a 2 versus X situation.
No. How do you have so many grenades? I think I saw like 2 arc
How
stars,
do you-
2 grenades,
Okay,
4
tell me-
carbides.
Tell me one thing. How do you have so much ammo on the flat line? Like you just dropped, and he's already sitting at 150 mag. Like what? 3, 4
We know the new
thermites.
loot spot. I think we know the new loot spot, and I'm pretty sure that Team Phoenix, they landed somewhere that we didn't even know about, and the developers never
Team
intended.
Phoenix. I don't even think so. Overlook has a lot of loot.
These guys, like, they probably know a secret loot spot that we don't know about. We'll
Yeah,
never
maybe.
know about that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely am gonna drop today on Overlook, and we are gonna overlook the situation over that aggressive together.
Will you not make jokes like that? My God, but completely fine. And I'm pretty sure
man.
that Clubs on the other side is like, okay, Assassin just made a very bad joke and I need to run away because I'm getting damaged from one of the opposition teams. And with that, Medusa, she's gonna be the one to get a little bit of information for her buddies and maybe try and get a forward position for themselves, but they're not gonna be able to find out much here. They're gonna be playing it slow, they're gonna be playing it smart. So let's see how they're gonna be going into this engagement because 1 HP, they're right on the other side, and they're trying to go up against the Titans here.
There's a
Right,
sentinel
Senpai?
right there. There's a sentinel right there. Just pick up the sentinel, Clubs. Just go ahead. Show us what you can do with that sentinel. Sniper ammo as well, right? Right beside it. So just go ahead and use that in order to just snipe some of the players down. Might just be considering this, by the way. Yeah, he's looking at it. He's looking at it. He's
Just take it.
tempting. It's tempting. Pick it up. Get some frags. But yeah, Team 1 HP on the other hand is just gonna make their way out of this. Got themselves the EVA 8s and the R301s, R99 and the longbow on Xbox. Calypso's got himself a longbow and a flatline. So yeah, overall, Team 1 HP. They also play pretty stacked, but at the same time, they have to be careful. They've got a couple of squads in and around them in the fragments. So, yeah, not really sure how exactly things are going to work out here. Try me Senpai, by the way. They still are kind of struggling with the loot here. But yeah, trying to find themselves a couple of shields here and there. And in terms of the weapons, though, they've got themselves not the Hemlock, my bad. This is Team Killsteel. They've got themselves R301s, flatlines, and whatnot. But yeah, Killsteel, they've got themselves the Hemlock, charge rifle. Wow, charge rifle. Charge rifle. Governor.
Yeah, Governor is he's feeling a little bit spicy, and he's actually gonna be able to good shot on one of the players. But at the same time, Governor, you just don't do that. Please do not use the zip line, especially when you're out in the open like that. He's gonna take a lot of damage, and he's gonna find bullet as well. Poor
Good night,
old
Team Killsteel.
Governor, yeah. There's not much that they can do. It feels as though Team Killsteel, they're having the most unfortunate luck out of any other team, and it's gonna be Unit X being the team that actually takes them down.
Yeah, there's going to be Karno Block to try and take down his nemesis. A profile player from the side of that team that they were taking the fight with. Karno Block was going to try and take down the Seer as well. That was SSJ Raiden, if I'm not wrong, yeah. SSJ Raiden should be going down really soon, and Team Unit X, we might just see them emerge victorious in another fight that is being coming towards them. What exactly is that?
Oh yeah, so we can actually just chill and see what to expect, but at the same time, oh no. Oh no! Poor old team Kill Steal. I thought that they were gonna be able to survive for a little while longer than just not gonna be able to do much. El Diablo finds a bullet into the face coming on down from that Sentinel. A couple of pop shots being rained from the side of the hill, but at the same time, Unidex, they don't really need to worry about it a lot. They can easily go in for a rotation play, get themselves back inside of the zone once again, and try and go in for a proper flank play to take out the opposition team that's fine upon them. So let's take it slow. Let's just play it smart. They don't need to do much. And look at Chappie, man. Chappie's just playing mind games right up there. He's like, he's not gonna be able to hit any of his shots. I just know it. Let's just make him waste all of the ammo, and I'm just gonna play mind games. Oh, Chappie, just show some respect, man. They have families there as well.
Well, Unidex, they are gonna further move into the ring, and I should pretty much be okay without taking any fights for now. They knew that they had a team behind them, but they also have made their way in towards the zone, if I'm not wrong. Hi-Fi Esports. On the other hand, I'm gonna maybe welcome the entirety of Team PXC Alliance. I'm gonna be coming straight in towards them. And yeah, PXC Alliance, they might just find Team Phoenix, by the way. It's got Team Phoenix right in front of them, over towards the other side of the hill, and the circle, that is the ring, is closing in. I think PXC Alliance is running for this. They don't want to take this fight. With the shield coming in, the Gibi shield, and yeah, Killua just make a run in towards the ring.
And people get a forward position for themselves. The fact that PX Alliance are going to be the team actually making their way inside of the circle. They're the ones who are at the advantage because this is the only entry point and the only choke point that will allow them to make that push happen. So it's all up to them to try and maybe go in for a kill and then maybe try and go in for a play. But at the same time, Hi-Fi Esports, they're still going to be the ones trying to survive, but they're not going to be able to live for long because Team Asses, they're going to be the ones coming on down and with my favorite gun, the Peacekeeper. And this is why the Peacekeeper does not only keep peace, but it also creates a lot of chaos as well through the death and destruction that it causes. One by one, the South Team Asses, they're going to be able to get a little bit of information for themselves. One on the left, one on the right. They need to make that decision and they need to make that push now. But at the same time, Unidex, they got stuck between the rock and a hard place and they're running into a literal bloodbath waiting for them to happen. But at the same time, look at that strafe coming on down through from the side of Redom. He nearly pulled off an immense play for his own teammates, and Shuraj not gonna be able to survive for long. Gets taken out, and it's gonna be another squad fight for the side of Unidex. It feels as though Assassin, they're starting off map number 4 with a bang because they're angry after what happened in map 3.
Yeah, Unidex, they definitely are looking to go ahead and get themselves another champion here. And I feel like that that maybe Team Unidex might just be able to do it as well. Team Asses, on the other hand,
Let's go here.
right in front of our eyes, towards the bottom left, and yeah, I feel like that Team Asses, they might just find themselves the side of serial killer Sid and gang. Not really sure though. For now though, serial killer Sid and gang are moving in over towards the other side. They're just trying to make their way in towards the ring. Kawarchor loading up. Trying to make their way in towards the ring once again.
What do you think is over here?
13 squads left out. Total of 35 players left out on the server, and with about less than half a minute left now for the second ring to start shrinking in.
Yeah, light ammo here.
We might just see Team Kawarchor taking up a fight before they advance on towards the next rune, before they make their way in towards the next ring.
Over here.
The current standings, by the way, are going to be popping up in front of your screens, where Team 1HP are the ones leading the standings right now. Total of 62 points. Team Phoenix sitting at the second spot with 42. Unidex with 31, the Devils with 26, and Ignited Mafias with 23. Top fives. Team Asses, Trami Senpai, Heartstruck, Lasuda Party, and Vector Sports with 20, 19, 16, 14, and 12 points respectively. So yeah, if you guys are wondering what exactly is currently happening, these are the current standings right in front of your eyes. But hey, I feel like the Team Kawarchor, they might actually be thinking as to what exactly is happening. Where are the guys? Where are the players? Aren't we going to catch anyone trying to make the rotation inside of the ring? I don't think so. They themselves are just going to try and take the vantage point. They make their way on top of the building, try and snipe out some of the players. They've got themselves a scope in order to do so as well. So yeah. 12 squads, by the way. One squad got wiped out off your screens. And yeah,
How long is he going to stare at them?
See, cover shot, the trigger discipline is good. It's actually good. Should not actually start because he knows it's Gibby right there, and the Gibby shield could be a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel as though he could have gotten a little bit of damage off of them, and then maybe when told his squad to go in for a proper push. Archer, they're playing it a little bit too passive, even though they have the advantage in their favor, because they're in a position that they don't really want to be in, because they need to give this up immediately and take Lunatic squad down, because they don't really have a lot of time to work with it. This is why, Assassin, the zone is right behind them. They need to make that decision. They need to push down in from out of that zone. They're just look at their HP, they're ticking down slowly but surely, and that level 2 zone is just gonna burn them down into a literal charisma. Oh my god, Lunatic squad with the hemlock! Just look at this guy, he's just tearing them down piece by piece, but at the same time, hey, on the other side, you can see who's there, you can see who the push is gonna be coming on down through from. One by one, the bodies are just gonna be piling on up. There's not really much that they can do. And it is gonna be the entirety of Team Power and George just taking a back seat because they didn't go in for the push immediately.
Oh! Wow, look at this. Lunatic squad. Mischievous, he's gonna be the one to be knocked out while he just drops down that jump pad, and surprisingly, he just jumps on that jump pad as well. He just, like, you know, falls down on it. He just gets boosted. They get taken down by the hands of Team 1 HP to 1 HP. They're gonna be the ones to go ahead and wipe out that squad. About 10 squads left out now, and I feel like the Team 1 HP, they're going for more. They're on the hunt here.
Playing their cards properly, they're playing it really smartly, but at the same time, just look at Coward towards Bodyguard. Like, the fact that Bodyguard is still alive and he's actually just hiding behind the box, it can't work out in its favor, because remember what I was saying previously, the dynamic of having a Seer in comparison to a Bloodhound? If there was a Bloodhound here, you know for a fact that he was dead. But the fact that it's a Seer on the opposition team, you can actually go in for a sneaky play and survive this and maybe play for those placement points. At the bare minimum, try and force his team up the standings and maybe go into a position where the cash prize is still up for grabs. But at the same time, he's just chilling. He's just vibing, just like me and Assassin are. But we are casting this Rise of Legion tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel. And make sure, ladies and gentlemen, check out the links in the description below if you want to get yourself an Intel processor and maybe a Lenovo laptop as well, because the deals are going to be there. And if you want to play like the pros as well, and hey, if you want to sign up for the Season 2 and Season 3, Qualifiers 2 and Qualifier 3, sorry, you're going to need to get those proper gaming gears powered given to you by Intel and Lenovo. So make sure to check out all the links down in the description below and see what suits your fancy for your next big upgrade. But Assassin, I want your thoughts. Not on the Intel-based processors, but on the
I mean, the Intel-based processors, I would have definitely loved to give my opinions on them. But for now, I am here to give my opinions on this particular match. So why don't we quickly go ahead and talk about how exactly Team Unitex is just getting information right here in towards Fragment. And you know what? Actually, a producer kind of called it at the start. It's like, you know, Fragment is going to be the place where we're going to be seeing the final zone shrinking down to. And it's actually happening. So, yeah.
This is going to be interesting. This part of the map has a lot of buildings, Assassin. A lot. So at this point, it's not going to be open fights whatsoever. It's all going to be enclosed space engagements. The fact is, whichever team has the most grenades, I feel is going to be the one to win everything out. So it's all about utility usage, and of course, utility usage coming on down through in terms of abilities. How are they going to be using their grenades? How are they going to be using their scans? So the real question here, moving on down the line, will they be able to do a lot? A real question, but with the micro drones now being detected because of the Seer on the opposition side, they need to be playing this a lot more slower. Both teams have a really strong info-based character on their arsenal to try and go in for a couple of these plays, but Team Asses, they're in the worst possible high ground that you can possibly be in. And they need to be the ones to make a push down towards the other sidelines because the push is already starting and the teams are already going to be taking their first initial engagement.
Team Asses, know for a fact that they are about to get taken down from the side of Team 1 HP, 1 HP. They are just right around the corner. Nexus Sports, on the other hand, look at Nexus Hubby, he's bleeding. Where exactly is Nexus Hubby? Isn't he with the team? Like, what's happening? Oh,
Disconnected.
Oh, Vector Sports, they're gonna go ahead and spot out these players moving in towards the other building. 6 squads, everyone just trying to get into the same building, and it's gonna be Unitex to try and rush them out. The purple squad taking on the purple squad. The termites come in and do a lot of damage, by the way, onto Chappie, and Chappie is just gonna try and survive, by the way. Cardinal Bog, completely concussed, just trying to get this fight as well. There comes the ultimate. Nice. Well done, Cardinal Bob.
Yeah, the Carno just got a beautiful ult down, and this is going to be forcing all of the opposition teammates to just back things off. And now at the same time, hey, one more player is still going to be sitting here down in this corner, and he has nowhere to run and he has nowhere to hide. Just make that push happen, just slide out and play dead here! Because you're not going to be surviving Unit X for even a bare millisecond. It is going to be the new kill leader being crowned, and it's going to be none other than Rebellion himself, holding it down strong with that Octane in his favor. But at the same time, Team 1HP, they're right on the other side. They knew the fight that was going on here. They have their own Seer, they have their own ultimates. Seer ultimates are getting popped left, Seer ultimates are getting popped right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the entirety of the side of Unit X, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place in 1 HP. They know for a fact they need to push their issue, and they need to go in for this push almost immediately. But I like this. They're playing it slow, they're playing it passively, understanding that they need to be careful, because right on the other side, it's going to be another team. And with the side of Team Unit X, they're using it to their advantage, knowing for a fact that with only 5 squads left, the lines of sight are very, very, very narrow. And if they want to go in for an aggressive rush, they're still going to die out to another team. And the fact that all these high caliber teams know how to play against one another just goes to show that they're playing based upon dynamics. I love this. But at the same time, Trinity Senpai, they're in a beautiful position if they're able to get a couple of kills for themselves. But they need to get these kills immediately. And with a beautiful headshot coming on down through from the side of Nav, things are looking up for the side of Trinity Senpai.
Trinity Senpai, how did they manage to go ahead and get themselves such a good loot? With a triple take as well. They've got a really good loot going on, by the way. And we know for a fact that since the start, they have been in fragment.
And they're chilling here.
Yeah. They knew, right? They kind of called it as well that, hey, if possible, the zone is just shrink down. Yeah, the Kraber as well, by the way. God damn it. Nav is running a triple take and Clubs is running a Kraber.
I don't really like this at the same time, Assassin. You know why? Because as soon as those close range engagements come, how much are you actually gonna get out of that Kraber and out of that triple take?
The problem is that, you know, it kind of takes a lot of precision as well, right? Unless and until you have like a still holding legend in front of you, it becomes really difficult to go ahead and connect that Kraber or even that triple take shot. Any sniper rifle in that case. See, he has the Gibby right in front of his eyes right there, so he can try and manage to connect that shot. But when these guys are just having these high swift movements, faster than lightning, it becomes really, really hard.
One to the bottom, one to the top.
Yeah, Unit X and Team 1HP. Team 1HP, they are trying to push the issue, whereas at the same time, Team Unit X, yep, there is Team PXC's player as well right below them.
Oh, no.
There's going to be 3 squads right here in this particular building, by the way. It's going to be the entirety of Team 1HP. Just try and take down Unit X. But Unit X, on the other hand, they're also preparing. They know for a fact that Team PXC are just below them. And what is happening? Definitely a noob and gang. They're coming in from the other side. All 5 of these squads are taking on against each other, and from a distance,
how many Seer ultimates are these?
Yeah, I've got no idea. I've lost count, but you know what? It is gonna be the side of Team Try Me Senpai as well, who are gonna chime in on the action from a distance with their Kravers and their triple takes. Yep, Try Me Senpai, go ahead and dish on some damage. They're gonna make things easier for the other teams to go ahead and wipe each other out. Maybe Team Try Me Senpai, their entire idea of keeping a distance is a really good one. Like later down the line, when they want to make a quick rotation, they can do so without any issues whatsoever. Another Seer ultimate.
Like how many of these do they have? The Seer is getting a lot of information, using his abilities, yes, but the fact that his ultimate is charging up as well over these long periods, and the fact that the entirety of Tribe is sent by, they're in the perfect spot to survive all of these different engagements. And finally, yeah, that's another Seer ultimate. It just keeps on coming, and now there's a Gibraltar ultimate. Oh no, the side of Tribe is sent by, they have nowhere to run. The Gibraltar ult just absolutely destroys their entire entire team dynamic and a frag grenade in the face as well. One by one, they're going to be making that push happen. It's going to be the side of Team 1HP, bringing in the hurt, taking down PXT. And now, last squad remaining, ladies and gentlemen, Vector Esports, and it is going to be the side of Tribe Senpai. Who's going to be winning everything out? It's going to be Tribe Senpai losing out on 2 players inside of Vector Esports. They need to back themselves back off almost immediately. There is going to be a Valkyrie here to maybe make a play happen, maybe go in for a couple of shots for themselves. He doesn't really have anything to work with. And at the same time, Vector Esports, they're going to get taken down. One from the left, one from the right. 1 HP. They're looking to get that final kill down onto the Gibraltar as well. They coming in strong. They're going to be coming in hard. And even through the thickest of thins, even versus 3 squads in one building, where the claustrophobia was a little bit too much. They're going to be rated supreme. They're going to be the champions for the Rise of Legion, map 4 of this Apex Legends tournament.
Team 1HP, they go ahead and win it out. It's again Xbox, Frenzy, and Cribs. They're going to be the ones to go ahead and quickly grab that champion as well. It was a very well orchestrated play coming out from the side of Team 1HP, and the way they played it out, so many seer abilities being used left, right, and center, such a lot of chaos, and I absolutely lost count of the amount of abilities that were being used as well. I was like, you know what? Forget about the abilities. Let's just concentrate on what exactly is happening as well in terms of the front department, because that is where the action was happening. But yeah, at this stage of the match where you've got tons and tons of abilities and utilities just raining down on you, what can you possibly do? If you get zoned out for like even a second, you're dead.
Like, that's exactly what we saw here, Assassin. The fact that the entirety of Tribe Senpai, they just zoned out. They were like, hey, we're in the best possible position. What's going to happen to us? Then suddenly a grenade came in their face. They were like, oh no, we just lost all our shields. So now we're going to be fine. They're still not going to be able to push us. 5 seconds later, Gibby's like, get ready, the fire's coming down there. Throws a goddamn missile launcher straight in their faces. And now, yeah, the entirety of Tribe Senpai like, all right, time to call the funeral parlor. I think that it's time for us to go. We just got to roll over, play dead. That just happened there. And exactly as you stated, they stagnated a little bit too much. They were not repositioning themselves. And this is really important to always, try and adapt, try and do something a little bit more different and never get too comfortable. But let's head on down over to the match highlights to get a visual representation of what happened here. And Assassin, take it all over.
Actually, Aggressive, I wanted your opinions on what exactly did you think about match 4. Like, we know for a fact that teams kind of took things a little bit differently here. I wanted to know what exactly do you think about this this sort of a strategic play coming out from all of these teams, that they kind of, again, took things slow. We saw a couple of teams taking things pretty fast. Like, you know for a fact the Team Kill Seal, they just kind of got taken down by the side of Team 1HP. And Team 1HP, they were high on their peaks right off the bat.
Yeah, I feel as though Team 1HP, the main reason why they were able to pull off a lot of these aggressive plays so beautifully in comparison to their opposition team is because they were playing based upon intel. Like, look at how Team 1HP actually opted to go in for a lot of these rushes. They absolutely made sure that there were no other teams in the vicinity of their pushes before they made that happen. And even if there is another team, they always try to break line of sight with the opposition team and force the team that they're pushing into a position where they're not going to have a favorable engagement. And this is so crucial, especially in a Battle Royale. A lot of the other teams were not really doing that. They were not thinking about what's going to happen when they get third party. But the side of 1HP, they were thinking about it constantly. And that's why they were able to come out on top. And that is one of the biggest flaws, I would say, for the side of Unit X. Unit X, when they make a push, they don't think about the third party. And that's what caused their downfall. At Team 1HP, they were able to capitalize on the little bit more of the experience that they have as a coordinated unit to bring it on back. Because look at this. Team 1HP, they could have easily gone in for a push and taken out Unit X right then and there. But what's going to happen when they go in for that push? They're going to get locked up by other teams. And in that situation, they're going to be the ones to be at a massive disadvantage and get taken out. The fact that they showed discipline here in a Battle Royale just goes to show how strong of a caliber and how high caliber this match is.
That's for sure. It definitely was high caliber. And we know for a fact that most of these teams, when it came down to the final push right here in front of your screens, right? Most of the teams used their utility in such a way where it got them the advantage without even taking the gunfight, such as this, where they completely eliminated the entirety of Tribe Senpai with that Gibby ult. It's a really good one coming in from Anuj from the side of Vector Sports. And Vector Sports, this time around, though, I was so happy with the performance coming in from Vector Sports because you normally see Vector Sports getting taken down right off the bat, right? Most of the times, you just die at the start while trying to make the rotations or something like that. But this time around, the Vector Sports, they actually were able to survive to the very end. Just the sheer brilliance coming in from the side of 1 HP to just push them and take them down. Like, look at this. Vector Sports, they had a Valkyrie as well. And I feel, though, that definitely Noob, he tried absolutely everything he could. Unfortunately, it was just not enough as he got taken down finally. It was Team 1 HP to go ahead and crown themselves as this champion as well. So, yeah, congratulations, Team 1 HP, for going ahead and putting up that victory as well. That should pretty much shoot up your overall points in the current standings. And we can't wait to see what exactly is going to be that number that is going to be coming up as well at the end of match 4. As we are heading on over towards the final match now, we are going to be having the entire standings, the current standings as well. Everything ready for you guys. But in the meantime, aggressive. I know for a fact that teams did bring in a little bit of a legend composition change in match 4. If you do remember, Vector Sports, they were not running the OG default composition they were running at the start of the day. They're now moving on, definitely Noob in towards a Valkyrie, and we are also seeing a little bit of a change coming in from the other teams as well, because things were not working out for them. But from the side of teams like Phoenix, 1 HP and all, they're all just sticking to their mains and whatever they are comfortable with.
Thing is that I believe that Vector Esports, they had a very strong composition in their favor, but the main reason is that they were not really using it to the best of their advantage. Like, the only time I would say a team should go in for aggressive plays is if they have a Valkyrie on their side. Because with the Valkyrie, you can instantly go in for a reposition play, and you can get yourselves out of a lot of those sticky situations after you have that aftermath of a fight. But with other legends, you don't really have that level of utility on your side and that level of ability to go in, get an engagement, just dip back out almost. The fact that we didn't really see this coming on down from the side of Vector Esports just gave a little bit of a question mark in my eyes. But at the same time, hey, it does happen. You sometimes will be scared of your opposition, especially when it's the side of 1 HP, just killing people constantly, and you see the top right of your scoreboard being like, oh no, it's going to be the side of 1 HP. What do we exactly do? But at the same time, if it was a Vector Esports, they can pat themselves on the back, being like, hey, we got that second position. I honestly thought that Trimey Senpai were going to literally get that second position no matter what happened. They had the best position, but in the long run, they were just not able to knock down strong onto it. And at this stage, I feel as though that Gibraltar could be the deciding factor for everything that is happening for all of these teams. The fact that 1 HP were able to win everything out was purely based upon that Gibraltar ultimate every single time. Yes, of course, the Seer played a big role, but that Gibraltar was the literal cornerstone for the entire team. He's the one getting all of the kills. He's the one opening things up for his own team, using his ultimate, using his shields. He was the game changer in my eyes. And you're going to see that as well as we head on down over to standings for match number 4, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Because these teams, they performed it well, but 1 HP, yeah, they're at 22. There's nothing stopping.
1 HP with a total of 22 points. They might just be they were on 68 points if I'm not wrong, right? Were they on 62? Yeah, my bad. So yeah, they pretty much are gonna be very happy with the performance that they are putting up as well now. And yeah, should pretty much be putting themselves at a total of 84 points at the end of this this
They're
match
guaranteed.
in the current sorry?
They're guaranteed to be number 1.
Yeah, that I told you, right? If they go ahead and rack up a couple more in the final match now, which is going to be starting really soon, should pretty much touch the 100 limit. Like, they should pretty much touch 100 points. If they do that, then they pretty much solidify their hold on their first spot. Team Phoenix, by the way, unfortunately, Murdoch had a power cut, so he was not able to, he got disconnected, he was not able to join. And it was a 2 versus X situation for them. I kind of thought that they might actually go ahead and clutch it out amongst all of the other teams. But nah, not going to happen as they just got taken down by the Behemoths. PXC Alliance and Vector Sports are the team that kind of, surprised me with their performance in match 4. And I want to see more of this in match 5 as well. Come on, guys, make it happen. PXC Alliance and Vector Sports, they're a really potential team to go ahead and stay in the top 10 or even top 5. So really looking forward to seeing that. But hey, overall standings is ready. The current standings till now at the end of match 4. Let's bring that right up and see where exactly all of these teams are standing at the overall standings. 1 HP, as I told you, 84 total points. Team Phoenix, on the other hand, going to be seeing them with a total of 48. Oh, wow. It's like a straight up reverse 84-48. And yeah, Team Unit X, going at the third spot with 45. Why not 47, man? But yeah, fourth spot is going to be the Devils with 29. How the hell did Devils make their way in over towards the fourth spot?
I feel so Team Devils, they just like they're literally the Devils. Like you never know when they're coming, but they're coming for you.
I
And
thought it's going to be actually Vector Sports to grab that fourth spot, but it looks like that in terms of the placement points, Team Devils are sort of taking it away. So 29 points over there for them.
yeah, the Devils, they're just making their way up the charts slowly but surely. And I feel so they're gonna stick to that number 4 position. But at the same time, Assassin, we know for a fact that the number 1 cannot be default at all. No matter what happens, even if 1 HP die at the very beginning, there's no way they can lose that. It just won't happen unless the side of Team Phoenix get like 34 points, I believe. Yeah, 34 plus points. No, even if they get 34, that's not gonna be enough. They need 36. 38 points at the bare minimum to try and make a difference. And you know for a fact that is nearly impossible. Like, that is nearly impossible to get on one singular match. So I would say the number 1 position is going to be the side of 1 HP no matter what happens. And now, Team Phoenix, they're in a predicament. They need to make a play happen right here and right now because Unit X, they're right on their tails. 48 and 45, that's not a big difference. If Team Phoenix have another small technical difficulty or if they're not able to perform to the best of their abilities, it's already over. It's going to be Unit X taking that number 2 position and just showcasing what exactly they can do and how much hard work they've actually put into it. But for the other teams as well, the number 3, number 4, and number 5 positions are up for grabs. So hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't be going anywhere because the match number 5 is going to be starting off down real soon. But at the same time, Assassin, I want your thoughts here. What do you think exactly went wrong for the side of Team Unit X? Just as I stated, I talked about them being a little bit too aggressive and not really considering about the third party, but what are your thoughts on their team play and
So Team Unit X, right? We know for a fact that this team is quite a lot aggressive, and you did talk about the fact that Team Unit X, they kind of have this tendency of taking things a little bit too aggressive, like when not needed. And I told them before as well, at the end of first map, at the end of the second map as well, you got to know when to go ahead and hit the brakes. If not, then things are going to get sort of messy for you. And it did when they went ahead and took that fight against the team holding on to the building right there. And we had team Try Me Senpai as well, putting in the shots with their Krabers and their entire snipers. So Team Unit X, if they could have just played it out a little bit more passive, things might have helped out. And I really want them to take things a little bit more slow and just strategize their moves as to what exactly they did. But hey, the match is ready. Let's just quickly jump straight into the match after the message from our sponsors.
From the outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.
By the time you see me coming,
All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lenovo Intel Presence Rise of Legion for Apex Legends Match 5, the final match for the day in Aggressive. It looks like that we are going to be heading straight in towards Countdown, Skyhook, Fragment East, and Lava.
I don't know how I feel about this. Once again, we're seeing the exact same circle distribution. And a lot of the teams, they're actually spread out. Just a tiny little bit, but not too much. But at the same time, do you know what I'm really excited about? One team is actually going into trials. Come on, do the trials, man. The trials gives you a lot of loot to work with and also warms you up properly for a lot of these different engagements. But I don't think it's going to happen just yet. But at the same time, we may just see an immediate engagement. Come on down through from the side of Tribe Senpai. And another team on towards the side of Fragment East.
Isn't it like a little bit of a risk right there? Like it's like a high risk, high reward kind of situation, right? When you move into its trials.
Not exactly, because in trials, the thing is that you're just trying to get a lot of the loot, and if an opposition team actually does push you when you are doing the trials, you're not really in that much danger, because trials has a lot of inbuilt cover around the area, and the players who are pushing into you, they're the ones at the disadvantage. If you're not getting pincer from like 3 different angles, you're still going to be in pretty good position.
Interesting.
Medkit here.
But yeah, for now though, it is going to be the side of Team Unitex to go ahead and not loot up this entire place, clean it up, and get whatever the hell they can. Sentinel and Eva 8, not bad. Carnoborg. Looks like that Carnoborg wants to get on some sniping action. Should just gain that information and then snipe. Ultimate Noob on the other hand has got himself an L-Star and a Mastiff. Wow, that skin on the L-Star. Reminds me
Ooh,
of
that Thermite was absolutely beautiful. What the hell?
Yeah, the Thermite was good, but at the same time the Caustic's poison barrel is going to activate itself, and I feel like that we're going to be seeing the Doctor just pushing in on top of that player with the light, and oh, Doctor, a little bit of a problem. Is not going to be able to make it? I feel so. Yeah, there you go.
Surgical.
It is going to be,
I got you.
yeah, the Doctor, surgical position indeed. Team Phoenix are going to go ahead and take out Devil Corner and Gang. And it's going to be Team Phoenix to go ahead and get a squad wipe right off the bat.
Actually really good play coming up down for them, but at the same time, Team Unit X, right at the very beginning, it feels as if they're going to be going into their own engagement, going in for a couple of pop shots, going in for a couple of kills for themselves. They know what to expect, and they know for a fact that one of the teams are going to be close by as well. They need to make that push happen soon enough, though, because if they stagnate for a little bit too long down here onto this one specific angle, they're not going to be in a pretty good position to take a lot of these fights. But right here on the other side of the map, they need to be very much careful, and there's going to be Rebellion spotting them out as they're making the run through down towards the other side of the hill. And the entirety of Unit X, they know what to expect, because if they're going towards the right side of the hill, it's either they make that choice, they either try to cut them off or try and go in for a flank and grab them while they're trying to run away. Because that means, you need to remember, they are at very low levels of manpower. One player has already gone down, they don't have a lot of loot to work with as well. It's only Plunder King YT with enough HP to take that fight, and one person is just not enough to take out a squad like X.
Hot Stuck 04.
Someone's out there. They're far.
Every single time I see this team name, I don't know, I have a chuckle on my face. Oh, it's Hot Stuck D4. Oh, wow.
Isn't that because you're a hard stuck silver assassin?
I mean, I don't play ranked. I started playing Apex. I started playing Apex again. So I stopped after Season 3. And I started again with a new account now. Well, I'm still bronze because I haven't started playing any ranked games.
Oh, you're hard stuck bronzing.
Yeah.
Don't worry, assassin. I feel you.
I'm Hot Stuck B4. I actually haven't started grinding. I have to, by the way. I was gonna find some time now. So yeah, once you get your GPU as well, I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, we're gonna party up together, man. And I want to be Hot Stuck B4 with you.
Oh my god, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Hey, I got to Diamond as soon as ranked came out, so that's gonna be something that should not be happening. Hopefully.
Damn. Get boosted, guys. Let's go. Assassin 47 on his way to Diamond.
Hopefully. Like, Apex is one of those games that sometimes I feel as though a silver is sometimes better than even a diamond. I have gotten wrecked by a silver 3 player that absolutely just lasered me to death. And I'm like, bro, how are you actually silver 3? But moving on down over to the matchup, though, we're going to be seeing 1 HP Crips taking that first initial kill down onto Anuj, down over to the other side of the map. But at the same time, let's talk a little bit more about the side of High Five Esports. They're actually making their own push happen. And right on the other side of the map is going to be the opposition, just lasering them down just a tiny little bit. But the positioning is still prime in their favor. The side of Team 1 HP, they're going to be able to take down one more squad. They're just adding insult to injury at this point. They're pretty much in a certain spot that they can win everything out, but onto the other side of the map, High Five, they need to make their own push happen. They have a lot of utility in their favor. They know for a fact what they need to expect to go in for this win here, Assassin. Let's see. Will they be opting to go in for that push, or are they going to be playing it scared? Because if they play it scared for a little bit too long, someone could just come in and third one.
I feel like that might happen. Might just get third party as
Oh,
well.
no.
Yep. Be careful! Oh, they give me ult! No! Run away! Hi-Fi Esports! Just gonna hightail your way out of there, but I don't think so they're gonna be able to do that. The best part is that they have got the shield. So, yeah, the shield is gonna sort of help them out. Try and, you know, dodge all of those ult missiles coming in.
Actually going to be playing it a little bit more slower and using the ultimate coming on down to from the side of the sphere to get a little bit of information for themselves. They have the wall hikes, they have pretty much everything, but they don't have the guns in their favor. And here, it's just gonna be kills coming on down trio, one by one. They make those plays happen. They're gonna be the ones to try and survive, maybe to live the tale, maybe to tell the tale on another day, but they're just not gonna be able to find as much. So, one by one, the bodies are just gonna be dropping, and it is gonna be the last kill getting taken by the side of Suraj to take out the entirety of Hi-Fi Esports. And it's gonna be the hearts of D4s being able to get a couple of kills for themselves and maybe they be that difference maker for their side. At the same time, Try Me Senpai, they're getting laser from multiple different angles, but still, they're gonna be able to get a building for themselves, but still, on the other side, it's gonna be the driving force of the side of Uninex, and they're hungry for that second place position here, Assassin, and they're not gonna be giving up for even a second. If the side of Try Me Senpai even try to go in for this engagement, they're gonna be in for a world of hurt, that is for sure.
The Seattle is right here, by the way, and we are going to be seeing the Balin opening fire. Not really sure why exactly he did that, by the way. Not only, I mean, yeah, okay, fine. They know where Unitex is, but then again, they just, you know, sneakily made his way in over towards the side of Team Try Me Senpai. But right now, sneaky plays are not what Unitex are looking to go for. And oh, Rebellion, how to take down the damage though? Oh, there you go. Gonna take down Medusa. Well, she's not gonna be able to survive. Where exactly are her teammates?
Like, her teammates probably just made a bucket, and he's like, okay, Medusa, I'm really sorry, but we need to run her away.
Yeah, Medusa, we gotta leave you. Just gotta leave you. Can't do anything. It is Unitex coming in. They might be looking to grab themselves a champion.
Yeah, because honestly speaking, at this point, Unitex, they're the team that you're really looking at to make that level of difference. They're the team that could be just the one to take everything away. But at the same time, Hearts at D4, I feel as though they have a lot of tendencies of their own to maybe go in for a different play and switch things up in their favor. The charge rifle from Self Suraj does get a little bit of damage. It gets a little bit of information at the bare minimum where the oppositions are going to be onto. But they're in a pretty good spot, I would say. They're pretty much halfway inside the circle. They know where to go. They can check out both choke points and cut off any teams that are trying to go in for rotation onto that circle. And it feels the Heartstuck D4 of
I think it's over here.
Is he? Why is he not taking damage?
Oh, there's a jump pad. There's a jump pad.
But why didn't he take damage when he was trying to loot there?
Yeah, he
On
was
the
on the edge of
edge.
it. Like, he was sitting on top of the death box, so that's why he didn't take any damage.
Wow. Okay. Oh, well. Interesting. But what's more interesting is the fact that Karnobog is looking at 3 squads fighting against each other. It's gonna be PXC to go up against the side of HyperZeph and gang, and then there's JJ Gaming and team as well on top. Wow, look at this, the charge rifle.
I love this
So
jump
much
pad.
damage. Yeah, it's so good, right? It's so satisfying. But at the same time, I try and avoid it because I don't know. I feel like that the entire spin-off, like the charger, is just a little bit too much sometimes.
Dude, you have a really high sensitivity. I play on 400 DPI at like
No, not
really
that.
low level
I'm not talking
percent.
about. I'm not talking about that. So basically, it takes some time to just emit that bullet out of the gun, right? Just spit out that charge
Oh, yeah.
from the gun. Yeah. See this. Exactly what I'm talking about. So I kind of don't like this. So I completely
it's
ignore the
hard
charge
to-
rifle.
Yeah, it's really hard to go in for a complete track and then go in for that shot, but once you do hit it, it deals so much damage that it makes it very much worth it. So in a way, it's like that double-edged sword. If you're able to use it, then it's really good. If you're not, then it is a liability to your entire squad and not just you. So in a way, it is going to be the side of Unitex being able to use it now properly. So no harm, no foul to them. They get a lot of chip damage. And the good thing about the charge rifle is that you can immediately swap it out for another weapon because it uses an ammo that you're not going to be using often. because it's either a Sentinel or the Charge Rifle, and the Charge Rifle really has no downsides. You can instantly go in for an upgrade over to a shotgun as soon as you find one over onto the map.
14 squads left now, and we're going to be seeing round 2 closing in about a minute. Interestingly, we are seeing that sort of a change in pace that we were talking about. All the teams just, taking it slow, really slow, not aggressing it anywhere. Because they know this is the match that is going to make it count. This is the final match of the day, and this is the match where we're going to be seeing a lot of difference being made as well.
Honestly, all these teams are playing the cards probably, but at the same time, they need to be very much careful because right on the other side, it is going to be the side of Team Phoenix on the edge of the circle, maybe trying to go in for a play, maybe trying to go in for a couple of kills, but they need to be very much careful because right on the other side, it is going to be 1 HP getting a kill down onto the Doctor. The Doctor is going to get picked up by Syringe from his buddy Ultimate Noob, but yeah, it's pretty much already done and dusted. The Seer just pulled up another ability, revealed all of their positions, and one by one, to the side of Team Frenzy. Like, yeah, the side of 1 HP, sorry. And with Frenzy right on the helm of all of that aggression, just clean them all up. That's gonna be a sad story right there. Assassin. The entirety of Team Phoenix getting done and dusted while Unitex is still able to survive. I think we know who's gonna be the number 2. We can already call it right here because of the death of Team Phoenix.
That's some key for it. They're gonna be the ones to try and take on the fight inside of that building. Wizards of Way are in a little bit of a problem right now as they are gonna use their Bangalore. We just Resi side picked up as well. I feel like how the just goes ahead and picks up his comrades, picks them up and is like, "Get up! You are not gonna go down this easily." Lunatic squad on the other hand, they're gonna come in and wipe that entire squad out. Gonna be 10 squads left now. Wow, the entire Silver's just gonna go ham against each other, and we're gonna be seeing All Might 0. And just go ahead and just grab himself a couple of good weapons that are lying right around here. Unitex on the other hand, they're also taking a fight here, and they might just be winning it out because the opening side they don't really have the best of the weapons out there, right? We're gonna see the champion. He's gonna go ahead and use the 99, and he's just gonna take down Granny Master. What a play coming in from Unitex to just wipe out that squad as well.
That has gotta hurt a lot to Assassin. Imagine getting Gibby ulted at that range. The Gibby ult had nowhere to run, just absolutely getting demolished by all those raiding rockets. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the side of Unitex, they're in a pretty position. They're of course gonna get that number 2 spot, and now it's just about the style points. How well can you take it all away? How well can you bring it on home for your own team? They want that win just to showcase that they are still dominant and they're still going to be able to make a couple of plays happen. But still, they need to go through the Juggernaut that is the side of 1 HP. Will they be able to do it? It's going to be the real question here, Assassin. Will they be able to? I want your thoughts on it.
Well, Unitex, I do think so that they are going to be able to place themselves in a position where they can take that fight and they can try and use the terrain as well to their advantage, because right now, position-wise, they are in a pretty good spot. They can take that fight, and they do have the weapons to take that fight as well. I feel like that they might just be going ahead and finishing off what they started with Granny Master and team. Granny Master did go down, but then he got picked up as well, and that entire squad has retreated themselves inside of that dome. Let's see if Team Unitex are going to be able to make that push happen and maybe try and take down Granny Master and gang on inside of that dome as well. Granny Master, they themselves have got them. They've got themselves a pretty good loot. Like, I wouldn't call it the best loot, but yeah, they can make ends meet. That's for sure.
I like the name of Granny Master. Imagine that's a very creative name.
Charge rifle.
Master saying that. But at the same time, the charge rifle though, this time around from the side of Carno, it's gonna be a deciding factor for a lot of these different engagements. And it is gonna be Chappie just dealing so much damage. The rotations are costing so much. And the fact that the rotations are costing this many resources, Team Unitex, they're playing this beautifully. One by one, they're just whittling down their opponents slowly but surely. And the poke battles are well, it's all at Assassin. Whenever the circle is closing in from the second over to the third and the third over to the fourth, is the main point here. Because if you're able to win out on those poke battles, you're of course going to be able to win out in the long run. Because when the circle is this small, there's not really a lot of loot to go around. And when there's not enough loot, you know for a fact that those small changes when it comes down to the ultimate points and the batteries, are gonna be the thing that changes pretty much everything.
Pickle is gonna spot out a player. We're gonna be switching to the Mastiff, and we might just see some Mastiff action coming in from the side of iPickle. The shields are gonna be gone, but he still is gonna live. It's gonna be iPickle to go ahead and finish off what he started. There you go. Pickle's gonna get himself the frag onto his end of days. It's definitely gonna be an end of day for that guy. This is the final match.
It's end of his days.
And yeah, end of his days. The Team Asses try and go ahead and without that fight against the squad. We see the Gibby ult coming in, by the way, and iPickle.
Oh my god, what is happening?
It's like the earth is shaken down to the core because of that Gibby ult. Team Asses, all of them are gonna go ahead and live. You might just see them healing themselves up and recharging their shields and whatnot. Try and go ahead and wipe out that squad that put on that Gibby ult.
Like, this is an absolute, like, I don't know how I feel about this though, Assassin. The fact that all of these teams are positioned all across the map, they had advantageous position, but at the same time, Team Asses, they're not really in a position where they should be in. But at the same time, Assassin, he always just says we every single time he gets on one of these geysers. And whenever I play with him, this guy, or whenever I watch his streams, he's like always, we as soon as he just gets on a geyser. This guy has too much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love to just, make a jump on that geyser. But yeah, Team Asses right now, well, they're not gonna have a lot of fun because they have finally figured out who exactly was the one to go ahead and put out that Gibby ult, and whoa, JJ Gaming, I've got no idea why he would be a lone wolf right here. At the same time, his team is coming in to assist him as well, and iPickle is going to be the one to go ahead and take down Slow's Paradise. Pick up the rate. There's going to be Ben frames per second, and Team Asses are going to survive this. But no! No, the zone! And this is round 4 string, guys, and it's going to do a lot of damage, but finally, we are going to be seeing iPickle is going to go ahead and pick up JJ Gaming. No, they don't. I don't think so. I don't think so. They have a mobile respawn beacon, so yeah. Such tiny ring, and we've got 6 squads left. It's definitely going to be chaotic, guys, and it's time for Team 1HP to shine now, because they are going to shine in such moments. Up close and personal with the EVA 8s and the flatlines. I'm going to go ham onto each and every player inside of this ring right now. All 6 of these squads, including Team 1HP, are just going to duke it out against each other. Frenzy, very low. Trying to reach out the shield, going to try and take this fight, and he's going to be successful as well. But he got himself a knock, by the way, and he's looking for one more. See Hyperpossessed to take down Crips. 1 player down from the side of Team 1HP. We are going to be seeing the DB shield coming in as well. He's going to pick up on Comrade, and we're going to be seeing Frenzy going ahead and spraying it down with the R301. Let's finish it off with the EVA 8. Try and use the medkit to heal up.
The fact that the entirety of 1 HP actually got out of that skirmish alive, I'm just gonna give a moment of silence to them. You guys are absolute gods. No one in the history of Apex should be able to get out of that. You had 2 squads shooting at you, you were able to take down the 3rd squad, and then focus on the 4th squad that you were actually fighting. These guys are just on another level, and they mean business, and they deserve that #1 position for a reason. But at the same time, hey, who's gonna deserve the #2? Here, right now, is gonna be the real question. But now, we're gonna see a fight between Lunatic Squad and HWN. Because with the circle slowly but surely closing on down in Lunatic Squad, they know for a fact that the choice needs to be made soon enough, but the rate ultimate is going to be the thing that could just be that deciding factor. They're going to be able to make themselves have a proper rotation, get themselves into a better position, but still Lunatic Squad, they're in the prime spot. They still need to push themselves out of the zone because the circle is still going to be coming on down in on towards them, and they need to push themselves into the Lunatic Squad's position, and they need to hit all of their shots as they're going to be running on down forward. Will they be able to do it as fast? Take it all away, my buddy, because now it's your turn to shine.
The squad, they definitely have got themselves pretty damn good loot though, to try and take on this fight against the rest of the 4 squads that are left out right in front of them. The spot are 2 squads, one on the right, one on the left, and we've also got Nick who has opened up a portal right here, so you know, whenever they want to just make their way out of this same building, we're going to be seeing another team. That is going to be Team Unitex, if I'm not wrong. Yeah,
that's Unitex.
Yeah, Team Unitex. They are in that exact same building where HWN Gaming is as well. So let's see if Team Unitex are going to be able to rush down the side of Team HWN. Or maybe they might just be looking to take down Ben and gang that are coming in
Neighbors,
from the
man.
back lines.
They're
Yeah.
neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, we know there's a lot of neighborly love going on. So Unitex, they're just gonna try and maybe take on the team that is Ben and gang trying to come in from the back lines. On the other hand, Team 1 HP, ones who are gonna place themselves in a way where all they have to do is just wait for all of these other teams to take out the fights against each other. And then late round, 1 HP is just gonna come in and gonna make the clutch happen. But it feels though, Team 1 HP, they're feeling it. Just want to make their way into the ring and they just want to rush down the entirety of Team Unitex alongside Team HW and Gaming as well. And look at this, we're going to be seeing Team 1 HP trying to make their way out of the roof, and we're going to be seeing the entirety of Team HW and Gaming to be taken down and out. Team Unitex are going to come in on the action as well, and Team Unitex are going to be the ones to try and get themselves a frag each. Xeox 69 is going to be the one to go ahead and get themselves a frag. It's going to be a second to going down. 1 HP. Are they going to be able to get this frag though? Yes, they are. It's going to be the Seer to be going down as well, and Lunatic Squad are going to come in at the exact same time. And the push comes in from the side of Lunatic Squad, and they might just go ahead and take down the rest of the players from the side of Team Unitex, and they might just go ahead and be the champions. Yes, they are. Lunatic Squad are going to be the champions, ladies and gentlemen, for the final match of the Lenovo Intel presents Rise of Legions for Apex Legends. And what a way to just close it out. Like, patience, it plays out for the side of Team Lunatic Squad, and Mischievous, he definitely goes ahead and becomes a little bit mischievous for that final push as well.
An absolute lunatic push coming down through from the side of Lunatic Squad. But at the same time, you have to give it to the discipline of a lot of these teams. And the fact that Unitex, they were able to adapt and they were able to switch up their strategies just so beautifully. Just goes to show how much they have learned from map number 1 all the way over onto game number 5. And that just goes to show how beautifully that they are playing as well. They played it slow, they played it disciplined, waited for the engagement to finish on top of the rope before they actually opted to go in for the push themselves. And you have to give it to the Gibby, man. The Gibby just pulled out his ultimate, and he's like, I'm just gonna throw it right on top of the middle, because you do need to remember, ladies and gentlemen, that even if you throw the Gibby ultimate inside of a building, it's still gonna hit the top roof of the building. And using that, they were able to get a lot more damage down towards the side of 1 HP, make them 1 HP, get them low, and just make that push happen of their own as well. Take them down. They took out the Juggernauts and they cemented their lead to take that number 2 position on the board. But at the same time, the number 3 position is up for grabs. And after this win from the side of Lunatic Squad, I really want to see, have they made progress enough to get themselves up to that number 3 position, or are they going to be somewhere here on the number 4, number 5? Because we know for a fact that Team Phoenix, they're going to drop down heavily after this.
Definitely, and I feel like that Team Phoenix, they are sort of gonna get the heat as well right now, because we expected them to go ahead and rack up a lot of kill points or even placement points to just try and stay in that top 4 position. But now they are going to be challenged by the rest of the squads in the Lenovo Intel presents Rise of Legion for Apex Legends as well. The match highlights are ready, so why don't we quickly go straight into the match highlights? And I'm pretty sure that Aggressive has a lot of insights to give you guys as well for the final match of the day.
When you consider match number 5, the main issue that I saw here was that a lot of the teams, they were trying to camp buildings way too much. Like, I understand what you were trying to do. You wanted to go in for advanced positions, but the only time you should actually be opting to go in for advanced positions of buildings is when you know where the circle is going to be at. The fact is, a lot of these teams, they just got really scared and they kind of force themselves into a sticky situation. You should never be staying inside of a building when you are this early in the matchup. The more you stay in a building this early, the more of a disadvantage you're going to be in on down the line. And that's exactly what happened here. A lot of these teams suffered for that exact same reason, because they're getting forced out of their buildings constantly because of the zones. And as their positions are already revealed and a lot of the opposition team knows where they are, they can take better position themselves, maybe on top of the hill, maybe behind a box, which is a rotation angle to get out of that zone. Like, as you can see, every single kill that happened here is because the zone forced out a player out into the open, and because of this, it just went haywire. And in the same fashion, like, I would have expected a little bit more of a different change on map number 5, because in my eyes, this was a lot more anticlimactic, I would say. Because there were not really a lot of different engagement. The positioning advantage was not really there until it really came down to the last 6 squads, where Unit X, the side of 1 HP, Lunatic, they would just play their cards so beautifully that there were absolutely nothing that their oppositions can do. They played it smart, they played it well, but the other teams, they just fell just a little bit too short when it came down to what they really wanted to see right at the very end.
Yeah, team, especially Lunatic squad, right? Hats off to them for playing their cards in such a way where all they had to do is just come in and clean it up as janitors. They let all of these teams just duke it out against each other, and then they just came in and finished it off in style, especially Mischievous. The way he just made use of that jump pad as well, with the shotgun play, Moden got himself that final kill in order to emerge as champions. 1 HP on the other hand, they had to struggle a lot, by the way, this time. This time around, though, had to take fights where possibly they could have got taken down. Possibly they would have been out as well towards the final stages of match 5. But nah, they still fought hard and they survived till the very end. HWN Gaming, on the other hand, they got completely destroyed. Like the push made by 1 HP, right? It was so well timed. And then Unitex came in as well. They were like, guys, I can hear 2 teams fighting against each other. You know what? Let's just go ahead. Let's just use that Gibby ult. Just move in, take that fight as well. And during all of this chaos, we saw Team Lunatic Squad, who were from a distance enjoying all of this. And then they were like, okay, you know what? Only 1 squad left. Let's go. And it was Mischievous. Just jump right in with the R3 over and finish it off in style on towards the rest of the 2 players from the SAT team, Unitex. And then it was just the Lunatic Squad to go ahead and, they were crowned the champions for match 5. With that, Lunatic Squad, they have put their name as well on the overall standings. Most probably should be in the top 10 because there was a really, really well-played match coming out from the side of Team Lunatic Squad. But what are your thoughts on match 5 before we jump straight towards the standings aggressive?
Honestly, in my opinion, match number 5 was a really good showing of skill right at the very end. All of the teams, they showed their growth from map number 1 over onto map number 5. And that's what we would always expect. Like, I expect the teams, especially in a Battle Royale setting, to try and understand their opponents. Because normally what happens in Battle Royale, you constantly go up against different people every single time. But here in a tournament setting, you go up against the same teams over and over again for 5 consecutive maps. So try and learn from it. Try and counter-stretch your opposition and adapt on the fly. That's exactly what we saw coming on down from the side of Unitex, 1 HP, Team Asses, Team Phoenix. Team Phoenix was a little bit unfortunate the way that they died, but it's completely fine. It happens. It's a Battle Royale. But when it comes down to the side of Lunatic Squad, they showed the biggest adaptation out of any other team. Going from a team that died out constantly when it came down to the top 10, top 15, now being the Apex champions, just goes to show how much you can grow in just a short span of a couple of hours and a couple of games. And they played it so beautifully, and I really hope to see them rise up really high up, moving into the standings. And as we were talking about the standings, it's already ready, ladies and gentlemen. So let's head on down over to the match 5 standings and see what the points are on the board. And just look at that. Lunatic Squad, 22 points on the board, 1 HP with 20, Unit X with 18. And Assassin, you know for a fact that we can crown the number 1 and number 2 here. But hey, I'm going to wait. I'm going to let you say it as we see the overall standings later. But for now, break down the current standings and what did you think? What do you think about the points that are distributed?
Well, Lunatic Squad, they definitely are going to be placing themselves at a really, really good spot in the overall standings with that 22 total points, 12 placement points, and 10 kill points. 1 HP, on the other hand, they also managed to get themselves 20 total points out of match 5. So again, they're going to be the ones to go ahead and solidify their hold on that first spot in the overall standings. Team Unit X, on the other hand, I feel like that they are just going to dethrone Phoenix. It's going to move past them in the overall standings. And Ignited Mafias and Hotstruck D4. Hotstruck D4's best performance for the day was match 5, by the way. A really good performance coming out from the side of Team Hotstruck D4, Team Asses. Even they tried, but fortunately, nothing really worked out towards the end. HWN Gaming, they do have 4 placement points thanks to them surviving as the top 3. But yeah, again, got completely taken down by the side of Team 1 HP and Team Unitex. They came in as well for the action. But I feel like that the overall standings are going to be where the real fun's at. I've already told you the top 2 and top 3, but Yeah, overall, you guys might be very surprised to see what exactly is going to come up on board as well. Not really sure what's up with Team Exoman and Team Dothraki though. Dothraki, we were expecting them to try and do something, but nah, not gonna happen. Hey, the overall day one standings are ready, so here it is, right in front of your eyes. As Team 1 HP are gonna be the ones to go ahead and rack up a total of 104 points. I told you they keep on going in with this particular performance, then they are gonna be able to cross that 100 point limit. They do that. 104 total points for the side of Team 1 HP. Unidex, they're going to be the ones to be at the second spot. As I told you, they're going to be the ones to go ahead and dethrone Phoenix. Unidex are going to be at the second spot, total of 63. Phoenix with 52, SS with 36, Unidex squad with 35. Wow. Unidex squad, they have placed themselves the fifth spot. And where exactly is Team Vector Sports? Oh, the 10th spot. Unfortunate. But yeah, Arts and D4 have made their way in towards 9, so that is good. I've got no idea how the Devils have made themselves into 7th. I haven't seen them surviving. I haven't seen them surviving till the very
They're
end.
the Devils for a reason, man.
Like, what is going on?
Hey, they're the Devils for a reason. They can sneak up on you at any second, that they can take you down in a matter of seconds as well. So at the same time, like, I would say an admirable effort coming on down from all of these teams, and especially Lunatic Squad, rising up from a team who was really having a lot of struggles trying to bring themselves out of that 13, 14, 15 position, immediately up to the fifth spot. Just goes to show how much one win can help when it comes down to it at the very end. But at the same time, Team Asses, an absolute dominant victory coming on, dominant showing, coming on down from them as well. 18 placing points and 18 kill points. They showed that they had a lot of growth as well from map number 1 over onto map number 5, and they're just going to keep on growing because, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, we still have 2 more days of these exact same teams duking it off against one another to try and get that crown and get themselves that prize money for themselves. But at the same time, Assassin, that's going to be it for day number 5. Do you have any more closing words before we close anything off?
Well, just wanted to let you guys know that we have got 2 more action-packed Apex Legends action coming in front of your screens. This was just day number 1. We've got 2 more days with the exact same teams. So overall, there's going to be a lot of shift, and whoever's going to be at the top spot is going to be advancing on towards the next stage as well. The entire prize pool for the overall event, including all the qualifiers, is $4,000. So, yeah. We are going to be expecting these teams to just, go ahead and fight it tooth and nail. Going to give their absolute everything. They're going to go back now, and they have got enough time to prep themselves up for day 2 and day 3. And maybe we are going to be seeing a lot more teams coming up as well tomorrow. Maybe Team Dothraki and the rest of the gang, they are going to go ahead and showcase what exactly they are they are sort of capable of as well in day 2 and day 3 of the Lenovo Intel presents Rise of Legions for Apex Legends. So, yeah, thank you so much for tuning in for day 1 of this tournament. It was a banger one. Can't really wait to see what exactly is going to happen in day 2 and day 3. Until then, it's going to be me, your Cost Assassin 47, alongside Aggressive, signing off for the day. Don't forget to check out all the links down in the description below, and don't forget to sign up for Qualifier 2 using the link down in the description as well. I know for a fact that you guys, when you started watching this stream, you guys might be tempted to, sort of be a part of this exciting tournament as well, right? Don't worry. It's absolutely free of cost. All you have to do is just sign up your team and get yourselves in on the action as well. Qualify throughout the qualifiers and then make your way in towards the qualifier finals as well. So, yeah, with that, you guys were watching the Lenovo Intel presents Rise of Legion for Apex Legends. Thank you so much for tuning in for day number 1. We're going to be seeing you guys tomorrow for day 2. Until then, me and Aggressive are going to sign off. Have a good night, sweet dreams, and see you guys tomorrow.